Morning, dude. I look a little rough right now. I was hanging out with some crazy ass Hondurans and fucking Dominicans to the wee of the morning, so I ain't slept yet. I ate some breakfast, but I'm good. I ain't been here with y'all in a minute, man. I ain't been here with y'all in a minute. Let me share this real quick. We'll get into it. Yeah, a lot to talk about real quick there. Some shit that everybody else ain't talking about that I'm gonna choose to talk about. So give me 1 second. Let me share this. Got some nerve. Y'all just give me a second. If you seeing this on the replay, I'm just sharing this, getting this out. I ain't been hoping I'm getting everybody in here, whatever, on the subject matter, but it needs to be talked about and addressed. A lot of people lost faith in me, man. Broke my heart. You know what I'm saying? But 1 second, y'all. Let me share this, get this out here. Just give me a second, y'all. I'm just sharing this real quick, get this out. What's going on the check-in, It's early morning, baby. I just left my peoples just a little while ago. You know what I'm saying? Had a belated another birthday party. Pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Oh man. I kind of walked in and I went over to visit some people. Ended up walking into a whole bunch of alcohol. So I'm feeling it right now. Anyway, I want to come to y'all, bring y'all some little, you know what I'm saying? Little shum. We live in the Bronx. You understand? You know where I'm at. You know where I'm at. Anyway, listen, real quick. I want to talk about Don Richard. Man, listen, I've been telling y'all for a long time. You know what I'm saying? A long time. It's a lot of hypocrites in this story. You understand what I'm saying? There will be hypocrites. There will be people that you think you can put your faith into, and what you're gonna find out is, damn, they was chucked the whole time. So what am I talking about? Well, Don Richard did an interview this recently, shortly after she had just finished her testimony. You know she hot right now. Anybody do an interview right now after they done some court testimony, evidently it's hot. They can get a couple stacks off that. You know what I'm saying? If I took that privy, maybe I have a couple stacks too. But never mind. Anyway, she did an interview, and interview was in coincidence with two other people. I'm not even gonna mention them people. But during the interview, it was actually Q that was interviewed, and Q, he um he answered. It wasn't her that did the interview. Excuse me. It was Q from Day 26. My fault. Q did the interview, and within the interview, he had a diatribe, and he was talking about if I had my second device with me, I play the audio for you actually. In the audio, he's asked the question what went on, and he brings up Don Richard and Diddy. He brings up the time that he says that he was given a drink and something in it, and about 20 minutes later he passed out. Now I think it's kind of like circumstantial. I think it's kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Opportunistic of Q, because Q never mentioned any of this before, which he made sure that he injected into his conversation. He had never mentioned this before. So now he says that Don Richard and Diddy gave him a drink. He said that he loved to get high. This is what he said. He said he loved to get high with Dawn and have freaky sex. And I'm like, what am I missing here? Is nobody catching this? He followed it up and he said that Dawn gave him a pill. The pill made him kind of feel stuttered. And the next thing he knew, he woke up in the twins' bed, which is Diddy's twins, downstairs. And he woke up to them filming him, and he didn't say anything other than that. He didn't say nobody was tickling him. He didn't say nobody was touching him. He just said he woke up and somebody was filming him. Then he ended the conversation. He said, I thought it was a ritual. You thought it was a ritual? Somebody go help Q from Day 26. Somebody go talk to Q from Day 26. He needs somebody to talk to. I'm dead serious. I'm tired of seeing it. He broke down crying again. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dog, you need some help. For reals. I don't think Diddy or Dawn did anything to you, son. I just think you need some help. Like something wrong with him. You understand what I'm saying? It's been that way for the past 7 years. So do I believe his story with Don Richard, and do I believe that Diddy and Don Richard plotted against him and wanted to ultimately do some ritual on him? Excuse my French, on Sunday morning? Fuck no. What I think is, I think you was in some high stupor, because you admitted it right there on tape. You said you and Dawn like to get high. You understand what I'm saying? I forgot what y'all said y'all like to get high on, but I think it was some type of pills or something like that. You and Dawn like to get high and have freaky sex. That's what he said. He said him and his girl, because he was dating Dawn Richard at the time. That's why I brought her name up. He was dating Dawn Richard at the time, and what Q from day 26 is telling everybody is he said he fell victim to somebody gave him a laced drink. He fell asleep 20 minutes later. He asked if the pills were from Puff. And he said, I feel comfortable because me and Dawn had done drugs before and got freaky. So what? I like to get freaky with my girlfriend. Well, maybe so what, you like to get freaky with your girlfriend. But right now wasn't the time to tell that motherfucking story. Right now wasn't the time to tell that story, old boy. He done fucked Dawn all up. You understand what I'm saying? He done fucked Dawn all up. She don't even realize it. This boy is out here saying, Dawn Rashad, that you and Diddy put up a pinochle with him and try to tickle him and put it and together, wanted to create a ritual for the Baphomet. That's what Q from day 26 said. Nobody wants to touch us. You know why nobody wants to talk about this story? Because it's a guy. I'm dead sure. This is why nobody wants to talk about it. Had this been a woman, the next thing they would have said was, Diddy has new victim, and the blah, 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 blah. You know what the blogs are saying? Oh, that's just Q from day 26. Nobody gives a fuck. That's just Q from day 26. That's why I told his ass, and I'm gonna say this shit again on camera. Please, boy, go write some goddamn music and stop crying on camera every 5 fucking minutes. Please. Again, this motherfucker, he wasn't on camera, he was on audio, but this motherfucker crying again. I'm like, God damn, boy. So y'all heard me correct. Q from day 26 is now claiming that Dawn Rashad, formerly a Danny Kane, who's currently on the witness box right now, he's saying that Dawn Rashad and Diddy plotted against him for a ritual. That's what he said. I can't make this up. I want that to simmer in y'all soul for a minute while y'all listen to what I'm saying. So, where does that lead me after hearing all that or whatever? Now, like I said, I'm paraphrasing. I don't like getting into the whole diatribes everybody else do. Let's break down the fucking case and all that shit. I ain't doing all that shit because it's a waste of time, really. You understand? Like, I don't like doing this pure, and what you're going to see is sooner or later that's going to start to die out because people are going to start getting tired of it. Oh, God. You know what I'm saying? That's why I fell back or whatever. A couple people hit me, including some of my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all. Y'all was like, yo, Pete, why you ain't down at the trial? It's like, yo, shit went down. I had to explain it to niggas. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas have seen me in a video. It's got over 380,000 views now over at Myron Gaines' page for Fresh and Fit. I know a lot of y'all don't like Myron Gaines, some of the things he said in the past or whatever. But he was mad to ascertain me over 380,000 views alongside him. And not only that, expose one particular female that's down there that's causing a bit of a ruckus as far as that court system is concerned. So shout out to Myron Gaines, first motherfucking involved from my state, Connecticut. Now, let me go into detail here because I got to speak about this. I'm going to bring this back around so y'all can get this another synopsis of what I'm talking about here. Q from day 26, which many people associate with being a little bit fringed. Let's just say that part. He's a little fringed. You know, everybody knows Q from being on camera on Vlog TV and a couple other places. I'm not trying to make fun of him. I wouldn't make fun of him. He's one of our bad boy brothers, whether he want to admit it or not. I wouldn't make fun of Q, but I will say to Q, you got to stop cucking crying all the time. For real, this shit getting out of hand, dog. You on cry. You starting to look like Tyrese now. You understand what I'm saying? I'm like, somebody don't get this motherfucker a Ritalin. Y'all need to get somebody get Q a Ritalin pill. That's what he need. He need a Ritalin pill and some type of behavior modification. Ain't no goddamn way you gonna tell me everybody in the group all right except for him. And y'all don't find that funny? Y'all not figuring out what y'all gonna start seeing. There's a lot of these motherfuckers that's telling these stories. A lot of these motherfuckers that want to get on stage and testify and all that shit or whatever. What you're gonna start finding out very soon is a lot of these motherfuckers got their own secrets. See? Now, I heard somebody yesterday that was talking about Kid Cudi. Fuck Kid Cudi. How about that? Fuck Kid Cudi. Now come fight me, motherfucker. Since you so fucking tough. Listen, ain't no motherfucker that wear a dress on a Saturday Night Live performance All the niggas that ever been on Saturday Night Live, how many of these niggas you know that performed with a dress? Willfully. I just put the video up yesterday. So I heard a chick yesterday try to defend Kid Cudi. How's Kid Cudi? He was subpoenaed, guys. He was subpoenaed. This is why I tell you this chick knows squat about the fucking law. So let me tell y'all a little bit about the law. This is true. Kid Cudi was subpoenaed. He was. He definitely was. Same form factor, so you understand. Kid Cudi, just like Don Rashad, were both subpoenaed. Underline that word, subpoenaed for court, right? They didn't tell you a little bit thing about federal and state cases, did they? See, them motherfuckers ain't got to be on stage. They want to be on stage. Let me tell you what I mean by that. What you mean, Dabba? What you mean? What the fuck you mean, Dabba? They on stage and they ain't got... Let me tell you something. Now, any motherfucker that's a criminal or been a criminal before knows this shit. Just because the government calls you and says, we want you to be a witness, don't mean you got to stop and shop and snitch and shit. Oh, no, you have a right to refuse to testify. Did you know that? Oh, see, Tisa tells and tell you that, huh? Of course she would. That's how the style. I about cracked up laughing at her. This chick really don't know nothing about the law. She's pretending. And you're doing a great actress job. I swear to God to you. Great actress job. We're enjoying the show. We're enjoying it. Here's to you, kid. Any fucking way. Shout out to all the safe people, you know? Shout out to all the safe people. I listened to this broad's diatribe because Young Thug called him a snitch, Digital Nas called him a snitch, and a couple other people called him a fucking snitch. And you are a fucking snitch. You a willful fucking snitch. See, the girls that go up there and they testify, whatever, maybe they got something with it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they just hustler. Who knows? But we give a little bit more leeway to the girls when they go and testify, like a Cassie or Don Rashad or whatever, because I'm like, what they gonna do? Fight Puff? You understand what I'm saying? What was they gonna do? They was gonna fight Puff? You know what I mean? So I give the girls a little bit more leeway, and I say, okay, hold on 1 second. If you don't get that slow-ass ambulance, y'all gotta pour me. I'm in the hood. I'm in the depths of the hood right now, for real. Y'all don't even know. But anyway, long story, niggas, you know, if you know to bid it out, you know where I'm at. Anyway, long story short, you got all these motherfuckers taking the witness stand or whatever. There's gonna be some more men sooner or later. But what Tisa tells and a lot of these other motherfucking bloggers ain't telling you because they don't know. And I implore you to go look it up fucking right now, all right? Because I know what I'm talking about. I ain't even gotta look the shit up. You can be called upon the federal government. You can be called upon the state government. You can be called upon a locale government or whatever. And you can refuse the right to testify even if you're subpoenaed. Huh? Y'all ain't know that shit? So see, Kid Cudi could have said, nah, fuck that. I don't want to testify. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. And it would have been a goddamn thing the federal government could have done. What's going on, Jason Smith? It wouldn't have been nothing the federal government could have done. It would have been nothing the state, local government could have done. He could have had his lawyer say, hey, I don't want to show up. I'm not saying he should have done that. I'm not saying he shouldn't have testified. Do what you will. But what I'm saying to you and what you're not listening to me is go right now and look at the statute. And I want you to repeat after me. You don't have to oblige them and go and testify. You can refuse the right to testify. And Otisa tells ain't tell you that. I saw that sucker shit she put up. I said, bitch, if you don't shut the fuck up. For real, she need a hard cup of shut the fuck up. Seriously. This bitch that came to New York, thinks she running New York now. I'm like, yo, shorty, like, never mind. Anyway, never mind. Never mind. Give me 1 second, y'all. Now, I know many of y'all that watch me are Tisa Tell fans. A lot of y'all that watch me think that Tisa Tell's is on the job. Nigga, I've been down there for 8 motherfucking months. You heard me? 8 months. 8 months. From the time of Diddy's first motherfucking indictment and conspiracy and fucking bail hearing up until now. So I'm not saying I deserve anything, but what I'm just saying is I've covered this shit a lot. And so way before she came to New York or whatever, which her trip will be over shortly and soon anyway. Even both of us know that. Ain't that right? Now run tell that. Anyway, long story short, But this whole Don Richard thing is kind of timely. And I say that about Q. I think it's not only timely, but it starts bringing up the question of a lot of these fucking witnesses and what they're really about. See, I got about like 7 more videos I got to throw up about Cassie. You understand? I saw one of them was similar to Tisha Tell. She threw up the same video. You ain't cutting like I did, baby. You just rip people's videos and throw it up. That's so sloppy. So sloppy. You don't even put forth effort to throw some finesse on. They're going to take that shit down eventually, trust me. YouTube don't like that shit. I'm talking about it's not a good idea to just rip a video and then post it up. This raw. It's a bad idea. Trust me when I tell you that. Eventually, YouTube's going to come in and they're going to rip the fucking video down. Trust me, it happens every time. I used to do that, and that's why I put the, you know what I mean, put the puffs spin on my shit, because I'm like, yo, I got to do the remix, because if I don't, they're not going to accept it. If you believe me, you don't believe me. If you don't believe me, you do believe me, or whatever. Even though you got that little green check there, it don't mean nothing. They come back periodically and check up on it. That's why you see certain videos of mine, and when I'm giving y'all some hints, that's why you see certain videos of mine, I put them on pause, or I delete the motherfuckers. I'll be like, yo, this shit ain't going nowhere. I can tell right as soon as I end the live. Be like, nah, this shit ain't going nowhere. Anyway, let me get back to Q. So Q's accusations are that Don Richard and Diddy somehow, okay, so this is what he said. And this is word for word what he said. He said, Don bought me some drugs, some kind of pills. I don't know what kind of pills they are. I don't pop pills, so I don't know. But Don bought some type of pills and said they were from Diddy, and Diddy wanted him to have them after Diddy had invited them up to his house. This is what he said. This is during the process of Diddy Dirty Money, which is a project that I promoted. You know what I'm saying? Hands, feet on the ground. You know what I'm saying? It's so much shit. It'd be funny, man. Like in the music industry, there's a lot of shit I did. I don't get recognition for it. Now here on the YouTube streets, there's a whole bunch of shit I do and been doing and don't get no recognition for it. But it's all good. It'll come back to circle. That's like somebody told me the other day. So anyway, long story short, they go to Puff's house. Hughes says, hey, Diddy and Dawn had a pill for me. And he said, I love doing pills because me and Dawn been doing drugs all the time. And that's how we get our freak on. That's what he said. This is what he said. Him and Dawn like to get high. They at Diddy's house, put 2 and 2 together. You think that's the only thing that Dawn was fucking with? No, she's fucking with that pink cocaine too. Won't you tell about that, Dawn? Don Richard. Won't you tell about you fucking with that pink cocaine too? Y'all nigga fucking with that pink cocaine, wasn't you? Yeah, you was, motherfucker. You was fucking with it. Cassie was fucking with it. And a host of them other bitches is getting ready to testify was fucking with it. We're leaving that out, huh? See, let me tell you something. I spent 17 years going across the country with these motherfuckers. I've been everywhere with Bad Boy Entertainment, all right? Promoting albums, promoting artists, including Don Richard, Dirty Money, and Danity Kane, all right? Now, I'm telling you from a first-hand perspective, depending on the crew you with, our crew never emphasized doing drugs. I know Rough Riders never emphasized doing drugs. Even though niggas would smoke, even though niggas would drink or whatever, it was never encouraged to be an alcoholic or to be a fucking, what's the name, a drug addict. To put things simple, we promoted Ciroc vodka. You understand what I'm saying? So the temptation was there. I never became an alcoholic. None of my friends ever became alcoholics that worked with me. None of my friends were drug addicts. I can't think of one person at Bad Boy that was a drug addict. And maybe the reason Puff had so much money was the reason he could afford that habit. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't even lie to you. My nigga, you out here giving male strippers $10,000, but don't get a fam nothing for Christmas or for their birthdays and shit like that. Nigga got mad at me, I think, a little bit when I brought that up in the conversation. Because y'all don't know how real I keep it. Like, a lot of people think that just because I worked for Puff for all those years, that for some reason or another, right, that I necessarily am a Diddy supporter. You know, people, they make up their own motherfucking conclusions or whatever, and that seems to be the one to go with nowadays. He's a Diddy supporter. This is New York City. You understand what I'm saying? Puff's from here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not too far from where Al B. Shore from right now. Steps from him. So my thing is, and Fat Joe, as a matter of fact, Fat Joe probably like a mile and a half from where I'm sitting at right now. So when I say, shout out to Castle Hill, when I say Don Richard participated as well. The proof is there, and you got it now. You got Q from day 26 saying that him and Dawn used to facilitate and participate in doing drugs, heavy drugs, not weed, you know what I'm saying, whatever, whatever. No, they were doing heavy drugs, pills. And around the time that this happened, this was around about 2011, 2012, I think that's when we promoted that project. I've thrown up pictures of me promoting that project numerous times, so you guys have verified proof, you know what I mean? But when I look at it from that perspective, I have to say to myself, you know what, something seems wrong about Don Rashad, something seems wrong definitely about Cassie, something seems wrong maybe possibly about half of these girls are going to testify that was in this party and lifestyle, because see, that's what we did, we partied. My life was literally a party for 17 years. What club we going to? What video we filming next? Where we traveling to now? That was my life. And being that that was my life, I knew the lifestyle that sometimes accompanied the hip-hop industry. It's the same thing as the rock industry, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. You understand what I'm saying? Same thing. That's why I hate why they tried to paint it. And I heard a gentleman say this, it's an ex-prosecutor. He said that some people want to paint this is a bunch of rappers. This is a bunch of rich rappers. Nah, it's deeper than that. It's deeper than a bunch of rich black rappers. It's way deeper than that. What we're having is we're having a breakdown by this omission of Q. Q said Don Rashad, after being invited to Puff's house, and Puff never invites people to his house like that. It's either something's going down or something. She said after Pawn getting invited to Puff's house sporadically, this is sporadically now, they went to Puff's house and Dawn offered Q a pill. He said it wasn't foreign to him because they've done drugs together before. He said, sure, I like getting freaking off. I like freaking off with my wife. And when he said them words, freaking off with his wife, I said, well, shit, what that mean? See, I ain't paying attention. See, no matter if it's Tisa Tells, no matter if it's any of these motherfucking vloggers are sitting down at that courtroom, I got one thing over all of them. I was actually involved. And I'm talking about in the company, not involved in any of this other shit they're talking about. I'm talking about in the company. You understand what I'm saying? So I give you firsthand motherfucking recollection. Now, like I told y'all before from the get-go, I ain't never seen Puff do any of this shit they were talking about. Now under further investigation, I understand why. They were going to private hotels. They were sneaking around. They wanted this to be hit. You understand what I'm saying? And it's the same thing I think about Don Rashad. You never came out publicly and said you and Q were doing drugs together, but let me continue. So not only did Q say it wasn't unfamiliar for him to pop a pill with her and get freaky, as his words say. This is what he said. Not only is that a reality, but the fact that he liked it and they've been doing it for a while. You see what I'm saying? Which alludes me to say even more so. If you were doing that, then what makes us think you wasn't doing the pink cocaine? You and Dawn too. See, a lot of motherfuckers, they go and they see somebody else getting ready to get locked up or something like that, and all of a sudden you notice a lot of these people, they want to play religion now. Now they religious. Now they got morals. But in 2008, 2012, 2015, shit, 2020, what was your morals at? You ain't had no morals then. Anything goes. Anything goes to get the bag. If you listen very carefully to the language, you will hear people on the testimony, including Dawn, including Cassie. They all said one thing. I stayed around for the benefit of my career. That's basically what they're telling you. I stayed around for the benefit of my career. Cassie has said this, the other one has said this, and whatever. And I'm not saying that justifies anything happening to him. I'm telling you, listen to the language. I have told y'all before, you had to be there. I remember going from city to city. I'll give you an example. We would go to Miami, and I'm going to continue the story a second. We'd go to Miami Memorial Day weekend, right? The next week or 2 weeks after that, there'd be another event, right? You would sometimes see, at least out of 20 girls you saw in Miami, at least 5 of them would be in the next city. Not only would they be in the next city, they'd be up to the same thing they was up to in Miami. They chasing around rappers. They chasing around basketball players. They chasing around football players, whatever the event is, and the holiday. They were chasing these men around because why? They wanted to catch them a baby. A lot of them wanted to just catch the thrill of saying I slept with such and such, which used to be the thing back then. Oh, see, it escalated to I got a baby by such and such, but before it was I slept with such and such. That used to be the game before. You understand? So now The game is a little bit different. Now it's, I got a baby by such and such. Dog, I ain't got nothing on my list, but I don't be worried about that slap shoe shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not me. Like, please don't come in here with, and I know you're not trying to be funny, but just don't come in here with that shit. I don't. A lot of people, they fall prey to certain things that I don't fall prey to. Like, I don't care about ashy lips. I don't care about ashy. Oh, I don't care about none of that shit. Okay, cool, man. That's what's up, man. Make sure you hit the what's the name? CT Native. All right, I'm gonna let you fly. You from the town. I can fuck with you if you're from the town. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that, y'all. I had to close some things in the background. Moving along. You had to be there. A lot of these girls back in 2008, 2012, 2014, they would have done any and everything to be in the music business because this is where the money was. They would have done any and everything to be in the video. I oftentimes talk about somebody that I knew, Pebbles the Body, who's still in prison. She was about 37, 38 when she went to prison. And she went to prison. Last time I saw her was in Arizona, but she used to be in Straight Student magazine with K. Slay. She was one of them girls, you know what I'm saying? And she probably would have got another 10 years in her, whatever. But she messed up. And what she did was she started having a homegirl. Now, this is how much ambition was deep. She had a homegirl, which was a transsexual woman. She was putting cement in girls' body. Now, the lady that, or transsexual person that was from Atlanta was doing this in New York. You understand? Well, Pebbles the Body and the other one got caught when one of the women got sick. And so I'm painting a picture here for you because I want to show you how deep chasing fame went back in those days. We're talking about before the internet. We're talking about before you could hop on YouTube really like that and, you know, express your point or whatever. We're talking about a different time. And some of y'all wasn't even alive back then, like really to enjoy it, you know what I'm saying, to understand it fully. Like if you're 25 now, nigga, you missed these years. You understand what I'm saying? But I remember them very well because I was a kid, basically. But I remember these years. And these girls used to go from state to state, city to city, chasing ball players, rappers, singers, whatever. Now, if we wanted to throw in the rock genre, we wanted to throw in the country genre, a couple of, we'd be bringing everybody and their mom up in court. You understand what I'm saying? Jerry Lee Lewis married his, 14-year-old cousin. 14 years old. Motherfucking white America ain't had shit to say about it, no offense. Want to be conservative white America, let me put it that way. The wannabes, it's a very big difference. So, as I was saying, Don Richard has now been implicated in having her own freak calls. Possibly, maybe she was participating in some of the freak calls with Puff. How about that? Because I know what I heard Q say. Q said, yeah, we like to pop pills and get freaky. That's what he said. So, we got a woman that testified. We're talking about how Pup was all this bad person and everything like that. And he may or may not be. You understand what I'm saying? Depending on your scope and your measurements of morality nowadays. But one thing I do know, if Puff is wrong, then bitch, so are you. All right? Bitch, so are you. You're busted, bitch. She's busted. And you got busted a day after, 2 days after you finish your testimony. Isn't that ironic? So here's Q, and he's painting a picture, and Q from day 26 is saying, hey, this woman used to be with me, and she used to pop pills with me. Well, that sounds like somebody else who used to do drugs that you was at that house, and he had a drug problem. I didn't even know Puff had a motherfucking overdose. Did y'all know that shit? This is how unprivy we were to this shit. Puff had an overdose back in 2011, so he was doing some heavy drugs. He got some bad drugs at that time. And I want to clear that up too. Let me tell y'all something, right? And anybody, y'all reading this wrong, y'all reading that shit the wrong way. That's why I said I'm gonna have to get back in action in a minute here, but it'll be all right. I'm gonna read your comment in a second. Stay right there. I keep hearing this story, right? A Puff telling drug dealers don't sell Cassie no drugs. A Puff getting upset when Cassie took some of his drugs. Unsupervised without him. They are quoted as saying they get high buddies. I'm telling you, this is Bobby and Whitney Houston. Y'all just don't understand. This Puff and Cassie were Bobby and Whitney Houston. Only thing they missing is Bobby Christie. That was the only thing they was missing was a kid. You understand what I'm saying? Well, this is Whitney and Bobby. That's what y'all missing. Whitney and Bobby Combs. Whitney and Bobby Combs. Whitney and Bobby Combs. That's what we gonna call them. Diddy and Cassie. Whitney and Bobby Combs. These two motherfucking get high buddies probably had other people getting high with them. I was like that on most blocks of my hood. I'm from CT. Females chasing ballers in high school. It was the most popular. Dudes got the females. Listen, man, I lived a high majority of my life between New York and New London, Connecticut, and another part of Connecticut, which I'm not going to mention. So I know CT, and I know how people grow up in CT, and I know CT morals. They're very different from New York morals, especially when you get out to the shoreline more and more rural parts of Connecticut. It's very different. A lot of houndtown, towny, as some of us would say, or whatever. But shout out to New England. Shout out to NL, Green and Gold, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people out there. Shout out to Greenwich. Shout out to Stanford. Shout out to Beeport. Y'all rotten motherfuckers. Shout out to y'all, man. Love, 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 love. So let's continue. We got Whitney and Bobby Combs getting higher than giraffe pussy, right? For years. So like I said, you're reading this wrong. Maybe, and most motherfuckers know if you've been out in the streets before or you ever been in the game, most motherfuckers know if you got somebody you care about, the main thing that you want to do and what people will say if you unprivy to you. See, we come from a background, especially CT, New York, and Jersey, where you'll have people that be on the block hustling and their aunts is out there in the game, their uncles is out there in the game. I know people like this. And their families are drug addicts. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of times they'll tell niggas, yo, don't sell to my uncle, son. I'll sell to him. You know what I'm saying? Don't sell to my aunt. I'll sell to her. Don't sell to my cousin. I'll sell to her. Because if something happened to him, I'm coming to you. So we might be mistaking the fact, and like I said, the hoopla gets built up because there's not a lot of men talking about these subjects. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of times what you're getting is and what I'm seeing down at that courtroom now is everybody think they done moved me out the way or whatever. All right, I hear you. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I just took a little sabbatical. I know better. And I'm gonna get into that in a minute too. But anyway, long story short, when you don't want and I hate to say it like this, when you don't want your hoe to end up on a motherfucking gurney at the local hospital after you yourself that just finished having a fucking drug overdose, because Puff had a drug overdose in 2011. You understand what I'm saying? 860, you already know, dirty water. What's going on? What's going on, New Haven County? God damn it. You already know, dirty water up in the building. What's going on? Y'all don't know about out there, boy. You get into some problems out there in dirty water. You don't know what I'm talking about. CT got some treacherous places you could be at. Go out to Hartford with all that hot shit. Shout out to NYC 860 from the dirty water. You already know, man. You already know. Shout out to, man, Jesus Christ. New Haven County, East Haven, West Haven. Jesus Christ, man. I ain't heard that name in a minute. Dirty water. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's one crazy ass small town right there if you don't know in Connecticut. I appreciate you. Listen, if you got somebody in your family, you got somebody you care about, what people do here in the New York City tri-state area is they tell people, yo, don't sell nothing to my aunt or my uncle or my friends or my cousin or my girlfriend. I handle that. If she gets something, she get it from me. I know people have been like that all their life. And that's why I said a lot of these West Coast loggers, no disrespect, y'all don't know our temperament here. Y'all don't know how I move. That's like me leaving here and going to California and talking about California facts. I don't know nothing about California like that. My sister lived there. You understand what I'm saying? I know some of the politics. I know some of it, but I'm not going to sit there and act like I know Californians. I don't know Californians like that. I don't know their temperament like that. I don't know the way they think like that or whatever. We got West Coast people showing up at the courthouse and trying to tell us what's what about an East Coast mogul in his town. Trying to tell us about Don Richard when days later, there was motherfuckers out here, this whole Don, you're so brave. This bitch was getting high too. She's part of the Get High gang. That's what we gonna call Puff and the rest of the motherfuckers include the Get High gang. They was all doing the pink cocaine. Yeah, man, fuck all that. Fuck all that. Puff, I told you I love you to death, bro. But when it comes to certain shit, I'm gonna call you out on it. You was a motherfucking crackhead, nigga. It is what it is. It is what it is. You understand what I'm saying? And I feel fearful of you because you had a goddamn overdose. And when I heard that you had an overdose, I said, that's why he said that. That's why he, see, y'all, some of y'all think it's control. He might have saved this hoe's life. That's what y'all not understanding. See, Puff had enough statue where if he tells someone, what was the motherfucker's name? One Stop. If it ain't One Stop dropping off the drugs, we don't want nobody stopping here for One Stop. You understand what I'm saying? Because anybody else outside of One Stop may have that one shit that's gonna give your one last time. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, it ain't good to be going around. Anybody living in the New York City tri-state know what I'm talking about. It ain't good to be rolling around, popping in everybody's drugs. And I'm pretty sure it's the same way in California. You go around popping in everybody's drugs, you're gonna fuck around and get something you don't want. That's what's gonna happen. You gonna fuck around and get something you don't want. And you might end up like Puff. So let's say Puff got his shit from just whoever, because he had a drug overdose, right? Maybe that was what prompted him to say, yo, you know what? I don't want Cassie out here that's fucking with anybody's drugs, because the same shit that happened to her, me having an overdose, might happen to Cassie. That ain't being the asshole, that's protecting your hoe, as you supposed to. Who's your favorite and the greatest influence of all time? Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer, Richard Ramirez. It's your mama. Your mama's the greatest influence out of everybody. I love that hoe. Anyway, yeah, because I ain't paying attention to nobody to write some shit like that in my chat room. My point is this. Maybe Pup was trying to save her for the people that are out of California that he wasn't familiar with. Pup wasn't familiar with California. Misa was familiar with California and the other girl. That's why he went out there. He went out there for the kids. You understand what I'm saying? He went out there for the kids. Puff ain't know nothing about no fucking California. He ain't been here his whole goddamn life. So when you go out to California and now you're dealing with California drug, you know what the problem is with California really? Why you got so many drug addicts out there? California is kind of like Connecticut. If y'all don't know, Connecticut, I got two people from Connecticut in here. They know what I'm talking about. The bars close down around about 2 o'clock in the morning, all right? So in California, everything closed down, start closing down around about 1:30, 1:45. Same thing happened in Jersey, I think, and the same thing definitely happens in Connecticut. It's always been like that. And so after 2 o'clock, you got all the way into 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, still keep on partying. And so what happens is if you're not going to an after hours spot, if you're not going to somebody's private party or whatever, which is probably drugs there, there's probably people, you know, fornicating or whatever y'all want to call it, you know, put your imagination to work. It sets up the environment for these things to fester differently than they would do here in the New York City tri-state. See, here in the New York City tri-state, I want to say specifically New York, even if you live in the southern part of Connecticut or the northern part of Jersey, you can transit into New York and party to 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning. You understand what I'm saying? And you won't be so tempted to do drugs because you'll be drinking so goddamn much in the club. Motherfuckers might step out, you know what I'm saying, have them a cigarette, have them a joint, whatever they do. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't gonna be to the consumption level and the concentration level will be in California. Motherfuckers in California, every time I've heard about somebody in California that's a music artist, they're drug addicts. Their drug addiction is linked to California, Miami, or Atlanta. That's what they always say. Miami, California, or Atlanta, Miami, California. I'll never hear, yo, I became a crackhead in New York. Because a motherfucker to become a crackhead or a drug addict in New York, they ain't leaving New York. All the good shit here for them. All the shit they want is in foot's reach of them. You know what I'm saying? You ain't getting no motherfucking real drug addict leaving New York City. So Puff, it seems like to me, got that drug habit when he was out there. Because that's around the time that he went out there. You understand what I'm saying? You got to peep what I'm saying here. So I think he picked up that drug habit out there, partying with the movie stars and all that shit or whatever. Just like every other motherfucker to fall into that shit. You're falling in from Hollywood. He had Hollywood ambitions. You understand what I'm saying? Don't forget, he was in a movie, Get Him to the Greek. So when you start hobnobbing with people like that, get your own network, get your own alcohol, you start getting this thing that's called, and I want to say it right, where you get this character within you that's almost like you can take on and conquer anything. And I think that's what he got. You understand what I'm saying? But some point or another, He was trying to slow down, and he was trying to get Cassie to slow down. Now, one of the things that comes out real loud that a lot of people don't pay attention to is Cassie kept on doing drugs. She kept on doing, like, she literally was still getting high. So I don't know why nobody's paying attention to Cassie was still getting high. Huh? Make sure y'all double tap that screen, hit that like button. I'm trying to, like, everybody wants to go over the cases and read back and shit. I don't want to do that shit. That shit is boring. Because I know that's not what the case is about. And that's not what the fucking what's the names are looking at. The jurors are looking at. The jurors are looking at right now every word that's being said. That's when I hear these niggas walk out or whatever, be like, you don't know New York. You're taking it and you're talking like it's a California way, and this ain't the way New York roll. And if you're from here, you would know that. That's why I said it's almost time lost when we have these California vloggers trying to talk about New York shit. And they'll try to break it down and be like, oh, well, you know, then we got the animated Tisa Tales broad. And the only one, you know, and I know a lot of people don't like him, but the only person I can say is being fair, and he definitely ain't no Diddy supporter, is the Armand Wiggins dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I run into him, I'll actually say what's up to him. But the rest of y'all motherfuckers, don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to your motherfucking ass. I'll be back in the building, nigga. It's bad boy business. I'll be back in the building. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I just took a sabbatical. And I'll be around when you don't think I'll be around. But listen, I think Puff was trying to save Cassie from getting illicit drugs and possibly having, you know, an overdose herself like he had one. And I think a lot of people are not putting that into contention when we're talking about this conversation or whatever. And I think they don't also understand this is the things that the jury is looking at. The jury is from New York. They're not going to look at it like a California audience or jury will look at it. You understand what I'm saying? Say if this is Big U. I don't expect a New York jury to be specific on everything that happened with Big U or what happened in California or how California politics go down. That makes no sense. So the same way I would look at it as a California vlogger is now coming to New York, and now you're sitting down at the courthouse, you're talking about, well, you know, the Puff and the Cassie this and the Puff and the Cassie. How the fuck do you know? I don't like that shit. And like I said, the only one I'm giving a little salute to is the Armand Wiggins dude, because he's the only one that's been fair. The rest of them, they didn't build their own narratives or whatever, and they want to produce them to the people, whatever. I say, fuck you. Fuck you. Because if you really cared about Cassie, what you would have pointed to and you would have paid attention to is, why is he telling drug dealers, don't serve my girl? Why is he taking her drugs every time she goes out? Why is he worried about her getting high with her friend? Which you didn't listen to that. She was getting high with her friends. If she's getting high with her friends, you think she's gonna call up Puff first and be like, yo, Puff, you we over here in Vegas right now. You know anybody local? No, she gonna find who the fuck she can find and get what the fuck she can get. And whatever product these niggas, that's why I say y'all niggas don't know nothing about drugs. I was a drug dealer. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. You don't fuck with everybody's drugs. You don't fuck with it. For all y'all that want to sit back and act like you're Christians and shit. Anybody in the New York City tri-state know that you don't fuck with everybody's drugs. I don't give a fuck what you fuck with. I'm not going over to fucking Queens or Guy Brew or somewhere like that. And I don't know none of the motherfuckers over there. And one nigga's, oh, yo, they good. Fuck you. Oh, fuck you. I don't know these motherfuckers over here. Now, if I'm in Harlem, I'm in the Bronx. You understand what I'm saying? Safe to say, I know these niggas. You understand what I'm saying? If I walk through here, he gonna see me again. So his chances are he gonna want to keep it 100 with me. A motherfucker say you something anywhere, say California, say Vegas, say Colorado, wherever she was visiting. They gonna give you what the fuck they gonna give you because they want the money. The game don't change from that element. I don't give a fuck how old you are. Bottom line of all this shit is the money. And they were spending lots. So if Cassie was spending $10,000 and Puff was spending $10,000 on motherfucking hookers, I'ma still say the same shit, Puff. What about the fam? Goddamn hookers getting $10,000, $7,000 and shit. The fuck? $10,000 for a hooker. That ain't even a chick. Nigga, you gotta eat this, bro. You got pause. You gotta take a couple shots. The fuck? I worked for you for 17 motherfucking years. I ain't never per se became rich. I ain't never per se become ultra famous or any of that shit. I'm known, and I can live with that. But the thing is, my nigga, you was out here doing some bullshit. All right, I gotta say it how it is. I'm in the streets, man. I can't. You know what I'm saying? Smoking the white man's poison. You on the white man's internet. So how you better than me? Huh? You on the white man's internet, so how you bigger than me? Nigga said smoking the white man's poison. You on the white man's internet. Google on this motherfucker. So hop your proud ass the fuck off Google since you so pro-black, punk motherfucker. Niggas be saying the stupidest shit. You smoking the white man's poison. You on the white man's internet. Dumb motherfucker. Dumb motherfuckers. They don't even realize what they be typing sometimes. You on the white man's internet. You smoking the white man's poison. You on the white man's internet. That's another thing y'all need to stop, that fucking racist shit. Y'all ain't getting nowhere with that shit. Trust me on that one. Anyway, continuing on. You got Puff and all kinds of different shit, man. Getting semen rubbed on your chest. Paying $10,000 multiple times to hookers. I'm gonna say again, what about the fam? Giving $10,000 to male hookers. God damn, dog. 10 grand to male hookers. I'm gonna let that sit on your soul for. I heard that shit. I said, nigga, I can fight you over that shit. You giving $10,000 to male hookers? With the fam, you couldn't break the team off like it go 5 grand for Christmas or something, y'all. Good luck, good going this year. We made a couple extra $1,000. You know what I'm saying? From y'all motherfucking support. Here go an extra Christmas bonus. It's your birthday? Here go 10,000. I'm gonna give you 9,988 so the motherfucking people don't come. No, you giving it and sneaking it along in Crown Royal bags and shit like that, telling Cassie, yo, make sure you load up all the motherfucking hookers for next Tuesday, bitch. The fuck out of here. You think I'm gonna stand behind that shit? Yeah, good job. But nah, fuck that, nigga. Fuck that shit. I heard that shit. That shit pissed me off. I don't mean I'm against you, nigga. I just mean, god damn, really? We got to put things in perspective. Poor, you know, I got to say this. Poor Roger Barnes. His son was sick, don't you know? Roger Barnes, his son was sick. I heard the story. I didn't know the story when he was talking really heavy online, but I know the story now. Like I said, Barnes used to throw parties down in New Haven, man. I was supposed to go down there and check him out many a times. Down there at, not Van Dorn, what the fuck was the name? What's that shit in New Haven? If anybody in the chat, y'all know what I'm talking about. You wouldn't even give Roger Barnes money for his kid. Nah, I ain't got it. But you 10 grand a motherfucking hookers? Come on, nigga. Nah, nigga, you wrong for that. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Team, I love y'all, whatever, but this nigga wrong on some shit. Now, it ain't fair to these people. I'm sitting up here and we down at the courthouse. I'm talking about for those included. You know what I'm talking about. I ain't got to say a whole bunch of names. You know how we play it. But for those down at the courtroom, I got to say this. Yeah, you can go down there and support this nigga, whatever, but we going to have to call out when the nigga do silly shit. Nigga, you was paying $10,000 a male hookers. I don't give a fuck what you say about that. You know what I'm saying? You got fat while everybody else starved, huh? You got fat while everybody else starved, huh? I ain't rubbing semen on your chest, getting your butt tickled, all kinds of crazy shit. I don't know. I don't give a fuck about that. Whatever you do sexually, that's your business. But when there's money involved, see, let me equate something back to you. When I was working at Bad Boy, I was going back to the suburbs. I'm getting on a train. I'm going back to Shoreline, Connecticut. I'm going back to my Shoreline friends, our clean neighborhood, whatever. This is the truth. This is what it is. But a lot of the guys that were working with us, especially in the beginning, they were going back home to the projects. They were going back home to despair. A lot of them was going back home to gunshots. A lot of them was going back home to broken families and shit like that. And the only point of them coming to that office was to get the fuck out of that situation. So I find it kind of like a punch in the face when you out here giving 10 grand on multiple occasions to motherfucking hookers. You understand what I'm saying? But we was putting our money together to get blimpy sandwiches and shit. You know what I'm saying? This is true. Me and my comrades were putting money together to get blimpy sandwiches. So yeah, that does grind my gears a little fucking bit. And it brings me back to a conversation I had with my brothers at one time. Man, listen, man, that ain't nothing, bro. Listen, I think it was King of Diamonds down in Miami. They had 2 coming home parties for T.I. You know when T.I. went to prison? So we were at both of them. We was at King of Diamonds and we went to the other one. I forgot what the name of that shit is. It started with a C and it's in Atlanta. So he had 2 of them, right? Compound, that's the name of the Compound. And so I done seen the bricks truck pull up like 4 times that night between both of them. I seen it pull up. Brinks don't come out unless it's $20,000 to $25,000. That's for the big money. You know what I'm saying? So you can get anywhere. I think it's from $20,000 to $150,000, maybe $200,000, depending on the service that you're dealing with. They won't give you no more other than that until the next day with banking. You understand? Yo, breakfast sandwiches were popping, right? Let me write my Cash App in here, man. I ain't been on here, man. Y'all make sure y'all double tap and hit that screen and hit the like button, man. Hey, yo, if NYCE860, can you write my Cash App in here? $STRINGERBELL80. Once again, $STRINGERBELL80. Can you write that in the chat room for me so I can pin it? I appreciate it if you could. And make sure y'all double tap that screen and hit the like button for me. Just double tap the screen, it's free. My point is, niggas got mad because I said my Cash App. Damn, y'all don't never want niggas to make no money, just women, huh? I hear you. Only women can win when it comes to Puffy. We gonna see about that. I'll get into that in a minute. Anyway, long story short, where was I at? I was talking about Puff and all these allegations and all these things that got up against him. So some of that shit that's come out, I can't stand behind that shit. $ S is in super, T is in terrific, R is in ready, I is in incomplete, N is in never, G is in great, E is in everyone, R is in ready, B is in boy, E is in everyone, L is in life, L is in life again, the number 80. Thank you. Yeah, that Brinks truck, you already know what I'm talking about. Some nigga asked me, did I ever meet the Punisher when I was at Bad Boy? No, homie, I never met the Punisher while I was at Bad Boy. But I got a question for you. Do you want to meet the Punisher? Because that's what it sounds like. What kind of motherfucker on a Sunday morning would ask me if I met one of the strippers and I was friends with him, when it sounded like to me you wanted to meet the stripper yourself? That's why you brought up the question. See what I'm saying? Yeah, they definitely ain't for the chat. They definitely ain't for the chat. They don't understand, man. We have conversations here. I'm not running back doing the twist on, yo, they said this in court. They said, who gives a fuck what they said in court? It's still early in the fucking first quarter. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. He was on the staff. Who was on the staff? Who was on the staff? Who was on the staff? Huh? The Punisher was on the staff. The Punisher was a nigga. The Punisher was one out of 13 other niggas that they invited and gave $10,000 to. You understand what I'm saying? That's what got me grinding. Let me tell y'all a little story, right? I often sit up here and I talk about how there's been little intricate plans put together and shit like this, if y'all privy to it or not, by various vloggers or whatever, including some that's in my space right now down at the courthouse. I don't say my space, but I've been there for 8 months. These niggas just showed up a week ago, most of them. But anyway, long story short, one thing that I point out is a lot of these people are going out of their way, and I mean going out of their way, to make sure that I don't make no money by pointing me as a Diddy supporter and all this shit. When I've said numerous of times, hey, when shit is exposed to me and it look a certain way, I'm gonna speak about it. I'm gonna speak about it. You know what I'm saying? Just because are you somebody I know or whatever they mean, I can't call you up for doing wrong. Combs are fed? Nah, but your bitch Cassie is. That bitch Dawn is. That nigga Kid Cudi is. They feds. And I'm gonna tell you how deep their dedication is. I said this earlier in the broadcast and I'll say it for you again. I saw Tisa Tells yesterday. Tisa Tells brought up yesterday. She said, I can't believe that people, oh my God, I can't believe that people, I'm trying to do that corny ass 14-year-old voice that bitch do. I can't believe that people are calling Kid Cudi a snitch. Like she know Kid Cudi is shit. We been up around that nigga. That nigga a sucker. That's why we said that shit. About I was gonna fight Puff, nigga. You wasn't gonna do shit. That shit sounded good on the cell phone though. That shit sounded real good on the cell phone. That nigga said I was gonna fight Puff. Yeah, alright. Yeah, alright. Sound good. You just stay right there. That shit sounded real tough. Yo, man, I'm trying to tell y'all niggas, man, that bitch fake as fuck. You know what I'm saying? I've been trying to tell you. She was all up in motherfucking Gene's face the other day. She cut off this nigga that was talking and grabbed Gene's arm and shit like that, like Gene there for her. Gene don't fuck with you like that, bitch. And that's what Shorty was trying to tell you too. Don't fuck with you like that, bitch. Don't fuck with you. I know a strong, we don't fuck with you like that, bitch, when I see one. If it come to this motherfucker up here. That was a strong, we don't fuck with you like that, bitch. For real. Hey, bitch, get the fuck out the camera with me. You see I got my folk with me and shit. You sit up here trying to get on camera and shit. Hey, where's the camera? This bitch trying to be seen. Like niggas invited her there. But don't worry, the riffraff will be gone sooner or later. But shout out to that nigga Amon Wiggins though. I like that nigga. He just doing the fucking, y'all go tell him I said that truth. I like that nigga doing a good job over there. He being fair. But still begins. I can't be fair about no motherfucker spending $10,000 on 13 motherfucking hookers. Why am I so disrespectful? See, let me tell you something, right? First of all, who the fuck are you I gotta respect? Let's start there. Who the fuck are you that I gotta respect? Yo, son, listen. I've been at that courtroom since 8 months back. Go on my page and you'll see it for yourself. From day one, when Puff had his first arraignment, I was there. I brought it here on this channel. Day two, second arraignment, I was there. Third arraignment, I was there. Fourth arraignment, I was there. The hearing to find out if they was gonna give him bail again, I was there. Preemptive hearing, before the court's case even started, I was there. I covered his case and Luigi Mangione at the same fucking time. Thank you, homie said facts. I go back 8 months with this shit. Them motherfuckers that showed up a week ago. That's why I'm letting them have the thrill, because it's a big deal for them. Some of them ain't never been to New York. But watch your motherfucking walk while you here. See, these niggas in Midtown Manhattan, they ain't out here. I have no self-respect. I hear you. Watch out for people that try to give a psychoanalysis of you. What they're trying to do is project. See, this person's trying to project that since I don't respect them, and I don't even know them, they don't even have a picture of them, so they have a flower. Let me break something down for you. Usually a person's got a fake profile or trolling or looking for respect and want a person to automatically give them respect because they feel they deserve respect or whatever. It's usually a motherfucker that's out of their goddamn mind. See, respect is earned. Respect is earned. See, you were so fucking respectful. Be mindful of your own words. Bitch, you would have came in here and said hello to me. You wouldn't even come in here and say hello or happy motherfucking Sunday to me or nothing. You just came up in here and said, you so disrespectful. And I said to you, what makes you think I gotta respect you? And they still ain't wrote nothing why I gotta respect them. See what I mean? This is somebody that thinks that they must be respected, hindrance of anything. Now, fuck out of here with that shit. We don't do that. I don't respect no chicks. I don't respect no niggas until I get to fucking know you. That go for both of you. Men and women. Black, white, polka dot. I don't fucking know you. You understand what I'm saying? Now, there's people that come in this chat, like a Mod L. There's people that come in this chat, my homegirl Annette, who I ain't spoke to in a minute, but love you, Annette, if you here in the bushes and shit. You understand what I'm saying? There's people like the old gal. There's people like Tina Gray. There's a lot of people in here that I do respect. And them women, when they hear, they know that I respect them. I ain't never raised my voice to them women in my day. What's going on, Mr. MLB? I ain't never raised my voice to them women a day in my life and never disrespected them. And they've been on here with me for 5 years or more. Now let me get back into this Cassie shit. When you deliver a story a certain way, and depending on the setting you're in this case, they was in the freaking courtroom. You start finding out things after the testimony is done. And that's what I want to point on. And a lot of people don't want to point that out. See, Q is accusing Don Richard of giving him a pill that Puff provided. After Puff invited him to the house, he later on woke up in one of the twins' beds downstairs, as he says, and he woke up to his girlfriend, Dawn Rashad, Diddy Dirty Money, and Puff filming him. And he said he could have swore they were trying to do a ritual on him. That's what he said. He said they were trying to do a ritual on him. Back again, here we are with this esoteric shit. That esoteric shit don't fit in the courtroom. Nobody gives a fuck about your gossip or anything. I'm trying to tell you, just listen to what I'm saying. I'm not disrespecting. What I'm saying is, yeah, respect yourself factor. Respect yourself first before anything. You know what I'm saying? We get a lot of people nowadays that want to be thespians because they're online. You understand what I'm saying? This ain't no thespian. This is the motherfucking streets, nigga. YouTube ain't no place to be articulate. Everybody, niggas want to get on here, be all articulate and shit. And I think the endeavor and blah, 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 blah. And then when you get these motherfuckers offline, right? Hey, yo, son. That's why I keep the same diatribe up all the time. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to like me. I ain't for everybody. But one thing you ain't going to say, I'm some fake phony fuck. Now, this nigga Q, this ain't his first time getting online talking about somebody did something to him or how sad he is. He was said on Blog and said on a couple other places or whatever. And I do think something happened to this motherfucker, but do I think it was at the hands of Puff? No, I don't. No, I don't. I don't think that's what the case is anyway. I don't think that's the case anyway. You understand me? I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case at all. Diddy might be cooked. Diddy might go free. Do you ever think about that one? I can't take serious any nigga to call himself Africa talking about he believe in the white justice system. What kind of nigga are you? I can't take anybody that want to fold their own people into the judicial system. That means, nigga, if the revolt ever happened, the real revolt, nigga, you gonna be with them. You ain't with us. Huh? Y'all better watch these new coons that be out here. A lot of these new coons, they be secretly augmented to motherfucking supporting the system and don't even know it. Like this nigga came in here earlier. You sitting up here smoking the white man's poison. I said, you sitting up here writing me a motherfucking note on the white man's internet, you goofy motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? Or like this goofy, how old are you? Nigga, I don't know you. And that's another thing too. These weird ass niggas always come in asking weird ass questions. That's not being objective. Objective means that you're playing, if you're being objective, you don't even understand the definition of objective, do you? If you're being objective, you wouldn't pick a side, meaning that you wouldn't even have wrote a statement, Diddy's cooked. We got 5 more weeks to go with the trial. You don't know what's gonna happen. And if you want to be specific, based on the analysis I've heard from an ex-prosecutor, 2 of them now, in New York City, from New York City, it doesn't look like they got the home run that a lot of motherfuckers are sitting out here reporting. Let me give you an example. Cassie and a lot of her testimony is contradictive. And if you don't live up here, you haven't been up here and you hear it plain spoken the way that you guys have and you're articulating it, you would think that, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to figure out how the jury is working, but you will never know how the jury is working because you're not from here. You're not from here. All those jurors are from New York. You didn't realize that? So if you're not familiar with our personalities, the way we think, and you think a couple of days here niggas always do that. They come here and move here for a couple of months and then think they a New Yorker now. You ain't one of us, motherfucker. You understand? So what I'm saying to you is this. Give me a second, I'm gonna answer that. What I'm saying to you is this. We got weeks to go with this trial, projected as it is. You understand what I'm saying? There's been some things that I've heard that I didn't like, and I do believe Puff did. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's no undeniable doubt. You was regularly, and let me put this in perspective. There's been niggas out here for years, okay? I'll give you an example. There was a show that used to come on a long time ago called The Honeymooners. Ralph Cramden wore a wife beater. This is where the term come from. You know what I'm saying? And thank you. And that's exactly what it was for, to whoop your wife's ass. There's 3 movies out with former President Ronald Reagan and former Governor Ronald Reagan in some of his heydays in Hollywood slapping a bitch in his movies. This was very well documented. You can go watch any of these old movies with Cagney and many of these old James Cagney and a lot of these other actors, and you'll notice something different. In the 1920s, 30s, or 40s in the movies, they used to smack the shit out of chicks, and it didn't stop on TV until like 1960 something, really. where it wasn't acceptable anymore because of the fruition of the feminist movement. And thank God, we didn't want those demonstrations out there any goddamn way. But the point I'm getting at is, you know what I'm saying? Every man out here, and I ain't gonna say every man, but a lot of men out here have gotten to a knuckle with their chick. You understand what I'm saying? You have to yoke a bitch up, you know what I'm saying? Police get called. I ain't do nothing but yoke the bitch up. It don't matter, you're going with us anyway. Cause she called, you know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas have been like that. I'll take the words of Corey Holcomb said one time, bitch, it don't get real until you to pick me up to the fucking police station one time. This shit ain't real until you ain't never picked me up from the police station after we done got into it. You understand what I'm saying? This is what y'all would call hood love at one time in America. Y'all know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about too. Oh, none of y'all never got into it with your significant other? Huh, ladies? You ain't never argued with Tyrone or argued with Mario at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Nigga, where the fuck you been at? I know you been with that bitch at the store. Y'all ain't never had that happen, huh? Now that's one thing. That's one thing. It's another thing if you out here stomping bitches, kicking chicks in the stomach and shit. I ain't with that shit, my nigga. That's whooping a chick like a man. And I done heard stories about this nigga throwing apples at bitches, fucking hitting chicks with fucking frying pans. I don't know how true that is or whatever. And I just say to you this, nigga, if you do get out of this, you need to get some strong fucking anger management classes on. For real, dog. And I ain't even capping. If you do get out of this, even if you don't get out of this, you need to take some anger management classes. I know we all get angry. We come from a different time. And we said we was gonna do what we was gonna do, whatever. But dog, this bitch got pictures of bruises and shit on her. You understand what I'm saying? And like, I ain't here to be the advocate for women or whatever, but it was just the way you was beating her, dog. I was just like, God damn, I could understand if you yoked up a chick. Or be like, sit your ass down. We done all did that, you know what I'm saying? Be like, yo, just sit your ass motherfucker down. Stop acting up. Your chick done got drunk, you know what I'm saying? She talking out of order, talking out of character, you know what I'm saying? Mean mugging niggas the wrong way, something like that. You know, you take the chick or whatever. But there's a difference between abuse and getting into a spat with your chick. It's a very big difference. That shit, in my opinion, and that's why I said, so far they ain't demonstrated nothing but a domestic case. In my opinion. You understand? So I gotta say that much with Puff. Yo, my nigga, like the way you was beating Shorty, my nigga, I can't hold you down on that. The shit with 13 prostitutes regularly getting 10 grand a motherfucking pop. You know what I'm saying? While the team out here getting blimpy sandwiches and shit. Nah, I can't stand behind that shit, my nigga. Sorry. Can't stand behind that shit. And the niggas I know, you gotta pardon me for whoever get offended by that, but the niggas I know wouldn't stand by that shit. You understand what I'm saying? Don't talk to you messed up either, nigga, fuck you. Sensitive ass bitch. Nigga said, you out here giving orders. Nigga, you gotta donate to give orders. My channel. Guys, make sure y'all hit up the Cash App. We trying to be back in the building this week. The problem is, I ain't got the crowd support like Tisa Tells and many of these other motherfuckers that just showed up. And I've been covering this shit for 8 months in person. So guys, make sure y'all look down below or whatever. Who deleted my message? Oh shit, I accidentally deleted motherfucking NYCE. My fault, god damn it. Hold on one second, y'all. I think I deleted my mans right here. I ain't mean to do that either, damn it. NYCE, right in here if you still in here. If not, I'm gonna find you real quick. Diddy has some fucked up shit, but still doesn't mean he's guilty of shit. Fat Cassie full of shit. She got that old, Jason said that. Hold on, where my man 860 at, man? I accidentally blocked him and shit. That nigga wrote my motherfucking Cash App and I accidentally blocked him. Doggy, I'm gonna find you. Hold on one second. Oh man, I blocked the homie that was in here helping me. There you go, right there. All right, I got him. All right, there we go. NYCE, you should be back in here, B. Write something in the chat room if you are. I accidentally blocked you. I was trying to get that other nigga. Puff and his label executives used tricknology to steal New York's identity, destroy hip-hop. No, they didn't. I'm gonna put you on a little secret. One thing y'all motherfuckers gotta stop doing is acting like, what's going on? One thing y'all motherfuckers gotta stop doing is stop acting like y'all know what happened in the music industry when many of y'all motherfuckers doing the reporting were in fucking middle school. Some of y'all were in grade school when this shit was going on, or supposedly going on. 2011, right now, by a show of hands in my chat room, because I know y'all, a lot of y'all niggas is young. By a show, how old were you in 2011? Go ahead, I'm gonna wait. Because I'm pointing, you're saying that Diddy and the label executives of Bad Boy changed the game. Nah, Sean. Nah, they ain't changed the game. Matter of fact, the faces that changed the game, they don't look nothing like Puff. They don't look nothing like, 30-something. They don't look nothing like Puff. So that means if you 30-something, that means 25 years ago, your motherfucking ass was between the ages of 7 and 10. If you 36, that means you were 11 25 years ago. You was 40, if you 40, 25 years ago, you was 15. You still too young to know this shit. In fact, you gotta be at least 45 and older to know any of this shit. Now I say 43 and older to know any of this shit. So if you under, let's say 35 years old, that means in 2000, you were, I don't know, 5 years old, 6 years old, 11 years old, some of you. You ain't old. My point is, you ain't old at all. My point is, a lot of these people that's giving their insight and talking about, yo, they tore down the industry. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. In fact, the corporates that y'all need to be looking for, y'all don't never even speak about the motherfuckers. That's your problem right now. Let me tell y'all something. The motherfuckers that y'all should be talking about, and y'all should be, if y'all want the game to change, they don't look like Puff. They don't look like me either. Now figure that shit out. They don't look like a lot of people that are brown or black. Usually some blonde hair, excuse me y'all, I'm unraveling this cold. Usually it's some old white dude that ultimately you got to answer to. You know, when Bobby Shmurda and them got their deal, they had Bobby Shmurda and them up here at, what was it, Capitol Records? No, it wasn't Capitol, I forgot which one it was. They had them up Epic Records. They had them up at Epic Records dancing on the table. You know that? Oh shit, my fault, y'all, hold on one second. They had Bobby Shmurda and them dancing on the fucking table. I said, what the fuck the world come to? Clive Davis is your guy? Who said I said Clive Davis? If you're gonna talk to me in my chat, don't say stupid shit. I don't like that type of humor. I'm a very serious person. I don't like goofy behavior. I don't like goofy, I don't like shit like that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got nothing real to say, don't say shit. Now, like I said, y'all say that Diddy and what's the name? Diddy and Bad Boy Entertainment didn't change hip-hop. Hip-hop was already changing before Bad Boy. Hip-hop was changing really on the accoutrement of West Coast hip-hop. Nobody ever talks about this shit. Nobody ever talks about how West Coast hip-hop changed everything, and it did. West Coast hip-hop brought forth a lot of hip-hop in New York City. A lot of niggas in New York City, they wasn't doing gangster hip-hop. They wasn't. They wasn't doing hip-hop at all like that. And so now you got all these motherfuckers that all of a sudden doing gangster hip-hop. They never done it before, whatever. And they talking about street stories that most of us would have kept secret. It wasn't a style to be in New York, exactly. NWA and many others. It wasn't the style to be in New York and talk about everything that you did. This wasn't the style. It's never been our style. That's more West Coast style. They do that. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, props to them for doing what they do, but we don't do that here. We never talked about the shit that we did, how we did it, who was involved, all that shit. Niggas don't do that shit here. Y'all give me a second, I'm plugging up my phone. We never did that shit here. That shit came popular after certain rappers started getting leadway or whatever. And those leadways were given to them. I mean, if you're talking about NWA, look who was ultimately in charge of them. What happened to NWA in the end? Huh? Was it Puff that they had to get out of the deal with? Was it Puff's office at NWA? I'm trying to help y'all out here. Was it Puff's office that NWA had to go to? Now, whose office did they have to go to? They had to go to Jerry motherfucking Heller's office. Y'all niggas think y'all know what's going on. Y'all get rid of Puff, they make 7 more Puffs. And those 7 more Puffs will do the same shit, if not worse shit, that y'all hearing right now. Oh, they always replace a motherfucker, y'all ain't know? Oh, they always replace a motherfucker. They replaced Barry Gordy. Oh, they always replace a motherfucker. There's always a nigga. They always gonna find a new black or Latin nigga to replace some shit. Y'all dreaming right now if y'all don't think so. So, yeah, Puff's guilty so far of the beating the chick and all that stuff or whatever. I agree with y'all on that one. But as far as Bad Boy Entertainment or whatever, now that was a West Coast that changed rap. Tupac and all them or whatever really took hip hop. If you look at the time Tupac was alive and Biggie was alive, it was doing two different types of music. You look at the shit the NWA had to go through to get out of their contract, and you look at the person ultimately they had to talk to. Did it look like there was a person that looked like Puff? See what I mean? You got to start finding a deeper meaning of what's really going on, and that's why I said so many of y'all have never been in the music industry that you have no idea. You have no idea. You're pointing your fingers at the wrong motherfuckers. If you want to have somebody down in that courthouse, I can give you 7 white motherfuckers right now that should be in that courthouse. I give you 7 white motherfuckers should be in that courthouse, and not only that, I'll even go a step further. I guarantee you upon inspection, and some of these motherfuckers being in the game for 30, 40, 50 years, much longer than Puff, I guarantee you, if you broke down what the fuck they did in their lifetime, it might be worse than the Puff. They might be like, yo, Puff, go ahead and get the fuck up on out of here. We all right. What'd you say, George Samarini? Look, he beat his bitch. All right, let's get him up on out of here. Let's get him up on out of here. Now, who's this motherfucker? They the ones that need to take the bid. You crazy. I have to go through, I can't say that out loud, but I heard you. What's your name? Panono HB? He said, I grew up in LA when the NWA came up. That's what's up. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, all y'all hit the Cash App, man. Listen, I want to be back down at the courthouse sometime this week or whatever, and talk to y'all, whatever. So make sure y'all hit the Cash App. It's printed down below under NYC 860's name. Hey, NYCE, if you still up in here, or one of y'all see the Cash App at the bottom. If y'all can, write that out for me so I can pin it again. I think when I block him accidentally, it gets rid of the shit. You know what I'm saying? But there's more people that you can point your finger at than Puff. Now, the trick is, and y'all talking about tricknology, let me tell y'all about some tricknology. Let me tell you what the tricknology is so y'all can really break it down. There are some, what Palmy's saying that, there are some real CEOs out here. It's still pinned? Okay, cool. There are some real CEOs out here, right? Some real upper echelon motherfuckers. And Dame Dash, would you help me out? Dame Dash, would you help me out? Dame knows some of these people, don't you, Dame? Some of them were responsible for your downfall. Isn't that right? Like Mr. Malchevich and many others. But I'll keep that to my motherfucking self. Anyway, yeah, because we ain't gonna start hauling them out. You know what I'm saying? But he knows what the fuck I'm talking about. And I ain't gotta bite a goddamn word off of Dame Dash at all. He knows what I'm talking about. Y'all are aiming at the wrong people. So as y'all sitting down at that courtroom like, yeah, lock his ass up, lock his ass up. He did Cassie dirty. Lock him up, lock him up, lock him up, lock him up, right? These same individuals that are non-Negro are sitting there looking like, damn, it's just like motherfucking that one President Nixon said. Lyndon B. Johnson, I'm gonna keep these niggas vote Democrat for the next 40 years. Well, now, they gonna have y'all niggas egging on other niggas going to jail for the next 40 years, you dumb motherfucker. That's the trick. See, the trick is, and they used to do this shit on the plantation. Let me give you an example. On the plantation, there would be a motherfucker that tried to escape. On the plantation, there would be somebody that broke eggs. On the plantation, there'd be somebody that came up short on their cue for picking cotton or whatever the case may be, right? However they ran the shit. There would be a motherfucker that would go against the rules, right? And what they would do is this. The first thing they would do is punish that person. And upon punishing them, sometimes you would get individuals that were on that same plantation that would emphasize, you know what? I want you to do something. They say, what do you want us to do? I want you to egg on this slave getting beat. I want you to egg on this slave getting killed or whatever we gonna do to him, because the pure simple fact, your cheering will invoke a different mindset. Where now, if something happened to you bad, the other motherfuckers gonna look at you and gonna be like, well, good riddance, you making it worse for the rest of us. So you still talking, man. You still talking. What's this guy's name? Josiah. You ever been in the music industry, Josiah? Just answer the question, yes or no. What's your name? Josiah R.A. I'm not going to block you. Just answer the question. Watch you say no. See, that's why I don't like these guessers. You've never been in the music industry. So if you've never been in the music industry, stop talking about the music industry. Clive Davis. See, that's what I mean. Motherfuckers will throw shit out and ain't even got nothing to back it up. Clive Davis, back, many of y'all don't know, back in the 70s when Clive was working for CBS Records, Clive was indicted and I think subsequently arrested or something like that or whatever. The charges never stuck. But at the time, it was equal to payola, as y'all know it today. He was giving artists money and things like that. He was, what else was he doing? He was giving them drugs, all kinds of shit or whatever. This is very accessible. You can look it up. It's easy to look up. But this is what Clive Davis was doing. He got fired from CBS Records for doing such and moved on and went on to, I forgot where he went to after that. I want to say he went on to MCA Columbia. I think that's where he went to, one of the two. But when you say puppet's a puppet, there's a whole bunch of white puppets too. There's more white puppets than there's black puppets. Did you know that? There's more white puppets than there is black and Latin puppets in the music industry. I can guarantee you that. From somebody that spent 17 years in that shit. I'll say it for you one more time. There are more, including one of the people that you just mentioned right there in your little diatribe. Alongside, who did you write? You wrote, what was the first name you wrote? That first name that you wrote, I asked you if you've been in the music industry. You come back, don't say yes or no. Instead, you write another motherfucking comment. Listen, you slow motherfucker, that's your problem now. I said, have you ever been in the music industry, yes or no? I'm not doing the back and forth niggerish shit with you. Answer the question, be a man. Have you been in the music industry? Josiah R.A., yes or no? This nigga just said I roll blunts. Homie, I ain't never rolled blunts for nobody. All right? This is what I mean. And this is why I try to tell you guys. I don't even know who the fuck Bam is. But let me explain something to y'all why y'all have to be careful of some of these people that's inside of these conversations, right? I worked in promotions. We promoted most of, if not all, the artists for Bad Boy and multiple other distributors that we had. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Because if you can't answer that question or whatever, and the next thing he does is start throwing insults and talking about, well, I know this and I know that. The point is, bitch, you ain't never been in the music industry. That's why you ain't say nothing. And I can't stand a bitch motherfucker that when you ask him a question, they can't answer it correctly. That's whole shit, bro. You know goddamn well you ain't never been in the music industry. So instead of being a man in front of all these good people and saying, hey, you know what? Nigga, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Get that bitch out of here. That's somebody trying to prove something. See what I mean? I told you there's a whole bunch of them out here to try to do that. Nigga, you don't know me. It's these weird people that we get on the internet nowadays, and those are the ones that are dangerous ones. Like that one that was just in here just a few seconds ago. That's the same thing they did in these little groups and shit like that. Now that's a man that don't know me from a hole in the wall, but he's sitting up here telling my audience of 100 plus people in the chat what I did, who I am, I roll blunts for people. Nigga, suck a dick backwards. Fuck you and everybody in your house and whoever sent you here. And you got people like this that have done this the same way they're talking about people in the music industry try to blackball people. You got niggas in the YouTube industry trying to blackball other niggas. Oh, you ain't think I peeped the play? Let me tell y'all one more time. You have people on the internet that are African Americans that are talking about people getting blackballed, how people did people wrong in the industry, but yet and still they out here on YouTube, a different industry, blogging, doing the same shit they accuse the people in the music industry of doing. You try to make it so people don't make money, so you tell bad stories about them. That's the same shit niggas used to do in the music industry. Yo, don't fuck with such and such. Why not? He ain't loyal, my nigga. Yo, don't fuck with such and such. You know what? I think I'm gonna sign him and shelf him. You see what I'm saying? Like the same thing a lot of these bloggers sit around, they point fingers at, they do themselves. What this will say? Yo, son, blot that clown off your channel. He don't know shit. He talking a lot. Shut his ass. Yeah, I got rid of that sucker ass nigga. I worked at Bad Boy Entertainment for over 17 years. Let me tell you how I came in. It was by chance. And it was a lucky chance. That's why I said I'm meant to do this and I'm never going to leave the entertainment industry. It's what I do. It's what I know. Thanks a lot, man. And like I said, all the proceedings and everything, all the donations is just like Tisa Tells and all them. They're not even from the New York area. They've never been in the music industry. I'm not completely dissing them, but I'm just saying if you're donating and you live in the New York City area and you're donating to people that are coming here from California to pay for their hotel rooms, make sure they eat and everything like that, when basically they're just giving you their quotes and points from a unwarranted position. You're not a lawyer. You've never been in the music industry. You don't know any of the parties that's involved. At least I can say I've been around Don Rashad. I told y'all 2 weeks before he even came into court, I said the last time I saw Don Rashad was at motherfucking Central Park. I told y'all that. And I thought y'all would get it then. Y'all didn't get it. See, I be telling y'all shit and be giving y'all gold and y'all don't get it. And the reason you don't get it, because you've never been in the music industry. You don't understand the way we talk. One person that understands the way I talk is Gene Dill. Another person that sometimes get the fuck the way I talk is Jaguar Wright. Sometimes. Well, her slow ass. But the point is, the money that comes from me goes to a good place. And that's to keep me moving, understand, keep me fed or whatever. I'm not trying to buy new clothes. I'm not trying to buy a house. I'm not trying to buy a new car. I don't need thousands of dollars and shit. You know what I'm saying? But if y'all can get me through with about $300, $400 a week for my traveling, it costs $16 for me to get up early in the morning because it's peak hour. For me to catch a subway, for me to eat at least 2 times a day without being tired while I'm filming for y'all. I need some more battery packs so I can keep phone charged. You know what I'm saying? Simple shit. But y'all out here giving some chick that just showed up to New York 5 days ago, hundreds of dollars for doing nothing no more than coming out of the courtroom talking about her notes or whatever. Bitch, your notes ain't the transcripts. I'm sorry. And you're doing a disservice to the people talking about, oh, I've got my notes. Nobody else overheard what the fuck you heard. So therefore, you're giving us paraphrases and clips of what the fuck you think you heard. You're not a lawyer, so you can't articulate but so much, because if you would, you wouldn't have jumped on your podcast yesterday. This bitch jumped on a podcast yesterday, Lisa Smells, I call her. She jumped on a podcast yesterday. I said, this bitch been telling porcupines for the past week. She jumped on her shit yesterday because she ain't had nothing to talk about because it's the weekend, don't you know? So she jumped on a podcast yesterday. She was talking about Kid Cudi. People are calling Kid Cudi a snitch. Young Thug called him a snitch. Digital Nas called him a snitch. Ye called him a snitch. A couple people called him a snitch. Because we look at it when you take that stand differently than when a woman take that stand. Like if we see Cassie take that stand, it just hit different than it hit when a man take that stand. When a man take that stand, it's like, nigga, you wanted to be up there. And you know what I mean by that? Let me tell you what I mean by that. A lot of people, one thing Tisa Tells didn't tell you, that's why I said this chick don't know nothing about the law. One thing she didn't tell y'all yesterday was this. Within the diaphragm of you being subpoenaed for court, because that's what she brought up in premise in a conversation. That's why I said, I heard the first couple minutes of that shit. I said, this bitch does not know what the fuck she talking about. She could have looked this up. You literally can refuse to testify, meaning if it's in federal or state court. Just because you're subpoenaed, you have the right to refuse, even in a case. You have the right to refuse to testify. These two motherfuckers didn't exercise their motherfucking right. Now with Cassie, that was a different thing. I think she was just forced into it. You understand what I'm saying? I think she voluntarily wanted to work with the authorities or whatever, to whatever capacity or whatever she felt fulfitting. I mean, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I told you that months ago. I'm going to share that again, too, because I made a whole clip about that. I said, Cassie working with the government. And everybody's like, nah. I said, get that bitch. That bitch working with the government, trust me. Everything says she's working with the feds. You understand what I'm saying? You've been too quiet not to be working with the feds. And ta-da! Here she is working with the feds. First motherfucker on the stand. First motherfucker on the stand. That him right there. Who? Diddy. Now, I know I've been out here popping pussy on for the last 11 years, letting niggas come up at me randomly. You know what I'm saying? Now I got a new husband. He like the squishy. He like my squishy. God damn. I always want to talk about old Alex Vaughn sometimes. I'm like, God damn, man, how does it feel to hear your wife on stand talking about how she used to get busted down? That shit gotta hurt. Imagine sitting up in court, you listening to how your hoe got busted down for years. And then you run back to little Pootie. You're like, hey, Pootie, I love you, Pootie. You put this baby up in you. Boy, you done hit that tunnel of love. But Cassie must have some good vajay, because everybody, ain't nobody complaining. She was suffering from Stockholm syndrome. Wait, does that mean you start empathizing with your abuser? Is that what that means? I'm so dumb. I needed you to define that for me. You know, you are a doctor, right? So you are able to define. See, what they do is this is how they do. They monkey bar off people. So let me tell you what he's monkey barring off of. He's monkey barring off of what's this lady's name? Hughes, which is one of the ladies that they brought in. I'm not sure if it was the prosecution or the defense. I heard all about it. And I listened to her testimony or whatever. This is the problem with Miss Hughes. There's actually 3 things that's wrong with Miss Hughes, and I want to point them out. Miss Hughes had testified, and she said, well, Cassie could have been suffering from this, that, and the other, and the third. Well, how the fuck would you know? You never did an interview with Cassie. This was brought up in the court. See, Tisha Tells leaves that out. I'll say for you again. She never evaluated Cassie, never had to sit down with Cassie, never had to sit down with Puff, but she was giving her psychoanalysis based on a broad view of what she's dealt with in the past. Therefore, there is a law in New York City that she must, and I'm going to say it one more time, this leads me to 2, she must interview both to actually have an analysis and be brought in the position that she was brought in. She was brought in to be an expert. She's a professional expert, meaning courts can call her in all the time. This is how she makes her money. She's not actually practicing in psychology that much as she's being a psychology expert. Now, you take a generalization. I could say, okay, well, most motherfuckers, they get sick when they ingest a little bit of ink. Let's say that, right? Most people get sick when they ingest ink, right? That's the idea. That's the theory, right? Based on the synopsis of, well, we've had 10 people in a controlled environment, and out of those 10 people, 4 people got sick. So most so it would lead us to believe that every 5, and they'll up it usually 1 or 2. So they'll say even if it's 4, they'll say every 6 out of 10 people suffer from these symptoms or go by this or whatever the case may be. Now, that's just the whole core facts. Miss Hughes, and it'll be brought up again, actually fucked up shit for them the other day. That's not true. What if she was dead? That's not true. Actually, it is fucking true. And you're a liar and a nigger. It's absolutely true. Miss Hughes, and if you do your investigation, you will find this very easily. See, that's what I said. These motherfuckers that are down there doing report, y'all make sure y'all hit up my Cash App right now. We're going to be back in the building. Because these motherfuckers that are in this chat room right now, a lot of them, they got a one-sided view. You understand what I'm saying? Shut the fuck up for a minute. I ain't talking to no nigga named Buttons like that any fucking way. You shut the fuck up and listen for a minute. Now, I want you to go right now, and I want you to Google. Anybody that's in here, I want you to go Google right now, Miss Hughes to testify, the psychologist. And I want you to make sure that when you look at it and you find out, I want you to find out this one particular thing that's in there. She didn't evaluate Puff, and she didn't evaluate Cassie. This was said. This was in part of the testimony. She was asked this by the defense, and upon questioning, she said no. Under New York City statute, in the position that she's in, which is one of basically she's conference, or basically you could say she's somebody that they confide in to get the expertise of these shits, right? That is her capacity in the law in the courtroom. She's not an acting or practicing psychologist per se. Under New York City law and statute, being the fact that she didn't evaluate either one of them, yet gave her opinion, falls under the blockage of another law that comes in to do that. Now, if you want to, and if you're a smart motherfucker, instead of giving your fucking opinion, like a many of you motherfuckers do, no, we're not both niggas, you're a nigga. 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 See what I'm saying? You don't understand what I'm saying? Let me put it in perspective for you. See, black people and Latin people that actually have some intelligence, they don't divulge themselves on presumptions. They don't divulge themselves in accusations. They don't divulge yourself in presumptuousness. Why? Because when you do those three things all the time, sooner or later it's going to come back and bite you in the ass. Now, I just told my whole fucking chat room that they can unilaterally go look up Miss Hughes' testimony, and you will find that not only the judge noted it, but the fucking prosecution noted it, and damn sure the defense who asked the question. This bitch was not supposed to be in that capacity without interviewing them. And I don't give a fuck how many times you want to use your little hood book of mind to make it seem like it's something else. It's not something else. And Judge Samarini, listen, when you people listen to these people online, when you listen to these people online, because this is somebody that was sent in here. Okay, bye-bye, 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 bye-bye. We don't want you in here no more. We don't want you in here no more. Now he was just saying dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? When you get people in here like that, make sure that you know they were sent over here. You notice how he kept typing shit, typing shit, typing shit? Somebody sent him over here. Because he knows, or they know, or she knows what I'm saying is the truth. And it is the truth. That woman's testimony is going to be fucking thrown out. It's going to be tossed or it's going to be ignored. And everybody, including prosecutors in the Southern District, an ex-prosecutor who I put a lot of faith in, little short Italian gentleman with glasses, who was an ex-prosecutor in the Southern District, has said the same thing. Another gentleman that is a lawyer that has worked alongside the Eastern District in New York City has said the same thing. So I'm going to tend to agree with them a little bit more before I agree with the common nigga that has never even left their fucking environment most of the goddamn time, up here giving motherfucking porgy pies and shit and selling them as facts. I had another motherfucker come in here earlier and try to tell me, "Are you lying about Don Rashad?" No, the fuck I'm not. This is what Q said. The fucking video was on, the fucking audio was on my page. These people live in a world of delusion, and they want you to live like that too. Exactly. Hughes' testimony is going to be thrown out. They're already speaking, or it's already happening. So when you get that person, when that shit gets thrown out, see if they got that same energy and tell you the same thing. See, what's happening is y'all starting to figure out that a lot of these motherfuckers down there at that courtroom don't know what the fuck they talking about. This is why I used to read y'all upon the moment, and I would give y'all the whole transcript as much as I could to y'all, and I would read it out to y'all. And a lot of people would be like, "Well, why are you reading out the transcript?" Only later, 2 or 3 days later after I do that, y'all get some motherfuckers that show up here from California, and y'all get papering them up because they your best friends now because they doing the same shit I'm doing. At least I was reading you actually what was being said in the courtroom. Y'all taking paraphrases from niggas that came out of the courtroom and they able to say whatever the fuck they want to say, and y'all taking it verbatim. Y'all got to be some of the stupidest motherfuckers in the world if you donate to these motherfuckers, because none of these motherfuckers are in line with the courtroom. Simple as that. Going up here, we started out the show talking about Dawn Rashad and the accusation that has been upon us about this broad after her brief testimony, which she could have said fucking no to. All right, I want to underline that because somebody else earlier in here said, "That's not true." Yes, it is true. Go look at that right now. You understand what I'm saying? Uncle, I'm going to call you back. Like I said, if you go look at the testimony right now, you'll see for your fucking self what I'm saying is true. And what I'm saying to you is, well, not the testimony, excuse me. After her testimony, Don Richard has been called out by Q of Day 26. Now, a lot of y'all know Q. He be on camera crying and shit. You understand what I'm saying? He was on audio this time crying and shit. Please give me a second. Don Richard, yeah, I'm trying to tell you, man, listen. If I really wanted to put it plain and blunt, these motherfuckers have spit their load already. They done spit their load already. The rest of the motherfuckers is here to come. Nobody gives a shit. I heard the kid Cudi might testify again. Well, who gives a shit? Who gives a fuck? How the fuck can you speak for morality? And that's why I threw those videos up. Not to embarrass him or whatever. This to bring sense to the situation. How the fuck you sitting up here talking about how Puff was all sexually immoral, and Puff was this and Puff was that, right? And this nigga goes on fucking Saturday Night Live wearing a goddamn dress, doing a whole set. This nigga got pictures dressed up as a wife with a white man. Nigga, you sure you wasn't at none of them parties? You sure you went in none of them hotel parties? Huh? You sure you went in none of them hotel parties, boy? Who touched you? Look, y'all ain't putting shit in perspective. Y'all talking about all these handlers and shit like that, right? But that's your mans, right? That's your mans. Kid Cudi, that's your mans, right? So, and y'all can see it because the video's on my page. I'm not joking, and nigga, do whatever you want to. You want to be androgynous, whatever the case may be, do whatever the hell you want to. But I gotta bring in perspective that this man was on Saturday Night Live in a floral dress, ain't have no motherfucking, like Corey Holcomb say, his drillers was hanging. And this nigga's out there singing a love song in a fucking dress. Now, if Puff would have did that same shit, man, y'all wouldn't have heard about that shit for weeks. And this is the nigga y'all choosing to get on stage? This is the nigga y'all put y'all faith in. Huh? Did y'all see the pictures out there? What the first time he threw on the dress, he threw it on twice. And the nigga's not gay. So I'm saying, like, who done bent little Kid Cudi's ass over once or twice, a motherfucker made him feel that way? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Can I ask that question? That's all I'm saying. Did somebody do something to Kid Cudi and he trying to hold up and fuck with us about it? That's all I'm saying. Kid Cudi, come clean, dog. That's all I'm saying. Man, y'all want me to talk about that shit? Y'all want me to talk about that shit? Hold on one second. Fuck Cudi. We can't respect no man that wears a dress. The nigga, listen, it was twice. It was twice. This nigga ain't no transsexual or none of that shit. This nigga just said, yo, I'm a sing a love song. I guess the love song's gonna be androgynous. You understand what I'm saying? So it's gonna be for everybody. What's going on, Lakia? It's gonna be for everybody. So I'm gonna go up here on Saturday Night Live. I know I can wear a whole bunch of different outfits, but yo, what would shut the whole fucking Saturday Night Live down? I know that motherfucking dress right there. Give me that shit right there. Give me that floral motherfucking pattern right there. I need to bust that shit down. Underwear, no. With no drillers on the Saturday Night Live performance. There's no drillers on the Saturday Night Live performance. You hear me? No drillers, no underwear. I don't even want no boxers. I just want the dress. Give me that dress. I'm gonna wear it on Saturday Night Live. Then the nigga turns around. He says, you know what? Let's keep on with the dress shit because I got a good response from it. Let me go now in public with this anonymous white man, which I'm figuring he's part of his staff or something like that, might even be his manager or something, and pretend we're getting married. The video is up on my page, both of them. Go check them for yourself. Go on my shorts, go check them for yourself. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Cudi didn't have to testify. That's where, and I'll say it for you again. If you're subpoenaed to court, you have the right to refuse to testify. You don't have to go and testify. So if a motherfucker go and say, yeah, sure, I'll testify because I care about Cassie, but at the same time, under the testimony, Cassie is busted out playing your ass. I don't trust, let me tell you something, I don't trust no bitch anyway to give a nigga address that easily. I don't trust no nigga to give a bitch address, a nigga's address that easily. And Puff and whoever else she was fucking. Nasty bitch. And y'all sitting around here talking, poor Cassie. What about the nigga she was, so did Puff force her to fuck the other dudes? Because that don't make no sense. But let me draw in on this one. Cudi was only brought in to testify on the abuse of Cassie to tie in the control and manipulation of Puff on Cassie. Man, when Puff telling you, yo, I don't want to fuck with you no more, and you still talking about let's have another jump off, 2 or 3 of them, and you setting them up and shit. That's more than that. There's more to it than that. It's more to it than that. I'm sorry. But as far as that car explosion shit, right? The only DNA they found was a woman's DNA. So who was the woman's DNA that they found? Have you ever seen a Molotov cocktail, like a real one? Most of y'all motherfuckers must not know what a Molotov cocktail is. Let me tell y'all what a Molotov cocktail is. A Molotov cocktail, if you have enough alcohol concentrated, especially particularly a vodka, or particularly any type of white liquor that is based from corn or motherfucking, what's the name, potato, because it has more ethanol in it. That's what actually makes the shit burn. And generally speaking, that's what most motherfuckers make a Molotov cocktail over. Now, don't ask me how I know this. I just know. But anyway, With that shit being said, right? I looked at the damage on Kid Cudi's car. And that's not complacent with a firebomber. Let me give you an example. Nigga, I don't give a fuck what year Porsche it is. You understand me? I don't care what year Porsche it is. You not gonna sit here and play games with me and tell me that a motherfucker cut open the roof of the car, lit a motherfucking Molotov, a real Molotov cocktail, and your windows ain't blown out, they were just darkened. Your seat ain't black to a crisp, this the side of it. And you threw a Molotov cocktail in a Porsche. First of all, Porsches mostly got leather interiors most of the time, so they're not very easy to burn. That's for one. The leather ones are. You understand what I'm saying? Like, y'all might think so, but leather doesn't burn that easily. It crackles, but it doesn't burn that easily. Real leather anyway, that's what you're getting in a Porsche. So this is a Porsche. And if y'all see the pictures, y'all ain't seen the pictures? Kid Cudi, side of his seat is burnt. The window is darkened. You understand what I'm saying? It looked like somebody had lit a candle in the motherfucker. And somebody cracked open the roof and cut the roof open or whatever. Why the fuck, if you got a Molotov cocktail, why the fuck are you cutting open the roof? Nobody cuts open the roof doing a Molotov cocktail. They hurl that motherfucker, and they hurl it, and it hits the top of the car, and it incinerates, and then the whole fucking car burns down. You don't have, like, did somebody come along with a fire extinguisher? I need some questions answered. Right, woman DNA. They won't be able to tie that back to Puff. Only boy to do, you know who the fuck I think did it? I think them two did it. I think him and Cassie did it. Woo! You didn't think about that, did you? I think if she's manipulative enough to play all these men at one time, because that's what she was effectively doing. She was just playing men. A lot of these chicks, they don't want to admit that because they be doing the same type of games. But that's what the bitch was doing. The bitch was playing multiple men, multiple dicks. That's what she was doing. All right? Y'all can put it however the fuck y'all want to put it. This is what Cassie was doing. She was hopping from dick to dick to dick. Simple as that. Now, y'all want to put it different ways or whatever. I don't want to put it different ways. Yeah, more than for that. She was hopping from dick to dick. Now, if this was a regular chick in the housing projects or whatever, y'all wouldn't say no more than, oh, that's a nasty bitch. But because of her superstardom, and y'all wouldn't care either if anything was happening to her or whatever. Right now, there's in any of the projects around where I'm at right now, there's some chick getting beat every day, some chick getting abused, some kid maybe getting taken advantage of, whatever, right? And y'all don't give a fuck. Huh? Y'all need some advocacies. I can point you to some advocacies that you can go to, and you can show your few over there. Stop saying you at that courthouse. That's the only thing I need y'all bloggers to stop saying. Stop saying you at that courthouse for the victims. You're at that courthouse for you and your viewers. Niggas down there. Well, let me tell you, man. These niggas down at the courthouse, let me tell y'all about that real quick. I'll get back into Cassie. These niggas down at the courthouse acting a fucking fool right now, G. Like, seriously. Niggas is down there doing fast. Listen, we was never down there. The average person that's really into media ain't worried about what outfits they got on and all shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they all grifters, basically. Where the fuck were y'all at 8 months ago? This is why I try to keep pinpointing people's heads and telling them, yo, make sure you hit the Cash App and support the channel. It's all good though. I don't need nothing from y'all. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? They got people in here that don't realize I've been covering this story for 8 months. Yeah, they all just showed up out of nowhere. It's all good. I don't care if nobody show up, but it's just because people are gonna show up. It's just the traction. Like, let me give you an example. I got a video out right now on Myron Gaines' channel, right? Myron is from Fresh and Fit. He's the other half of Fresh and Fit. So we had this crazy chick down there. And once I looked her up, because I got her name, shout out to Academic. I got her name and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because Ack had her on his page too. And I'm like, oh shit. And Ack and Myron, they know each other. They do some of the best coverage I think that's fair where it comes from a good perspective when it comes from Myron, because Myron is an ex-Fed. And with that being said, this chick was down there, she was calling Myron all kinds of shit, and under the law, if they really wanted to proceed with it, it's called menacing what she was doing. She was down there throwing false accusations at him in front of all the cameras and everything. Everybody saw it if you saw it. It's still on my page, and it's on Myron's page too. You can go there and check it out. But and I'll share it in the community section so you can go there and check it out too. And shout out to Myron. Yeah, Myron's the homie right there, man. Shout out to Myron. Myron from my state in Connecticut, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I walked up to him to say what's up to him, you know what I mean? I didn't even see he was out there. And I know some of the women, they feel the way they feel, whatever, and I will admit some of the things he has said about black women in the past have been a little extra, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully we can sit down, have a conversation about that one day, and I can give him some pointers on, hey, you know, because I've said some things that may have not been up to par, but what y'all seeing is the shit add up, don't it? Anyway, long story short, outside of all of that, one thing I know Myron has never done is he's never put his hands on some woman on his podcast. And that's what this woman was down there promoting. She would say, he beats women on his podcast. He beats women on his podcast. She kept saying it in front of all these cameras, and CNN is down there, Fox is down there. She don't, you know. And this is a girl, obviously, there's something mentally wrong with her. She just got a camera. You know what I'm saying? But something's definitely mentally wrong. But I think it's something mentally wrong with a lot of these female vloggers. Like, I really think they suffer from some shit. But anyway, long story short here, this girl, she's down there popping in everybody's face. Don Richard, speaking to her, was walking out the courtroom, and she asked Don Richard, how big is his dick? I'm like, yo, why the fuck? And everybody went, ooh. But let me tell you what happened with us. So I walk up, and I start shaking Myra's hand. She says, look at this asshole. I said, whoa, the fuck what? Huh? What'd you just say to me? I don't even know you. You understand what I'm saying? So right then and there, I gave her a chance. Then I backed off from her, right? She started walking towards me, talking the shit she was talking 5 minutes ago, and I'm like, no. We about to joke your ass. I got to put my hands on you. I ain't got to do nothing. I'm about to joke the fuck out of you, though, on this camera. And that's what I did. I got people in England watching that video, making motherfucking response videos off of it. So it was funny to me or whatever, but the way it concluded, because the way it concluded was one of the women who had previously been out there, and she was basically encouraging that shitty behavior from that female. And a lot of them females were out there at that courthouse encouraging the shitty behavior and the foul mouth of this woman. And one of those women happened to be Queen Flip, if y'all know him from the Joe Budden podcast, mother. And I didn't know this. It was unbeknownst to me. I didn't know who his mother was. But it was scary that the whole time she sat there, and I got to say this respectfully, the whole time Queen's Flip Mom sat there, and she listened to that woman, giggled with that woman, laughed with that woman, laughed at the shit she said, laughed at her putting her hands in Myra's face. They were all laughing. They thought that was funny. But as soon as I started joking, the chick, oh, y'all getting too loud, y'all getting too violent. I'm like, whoa. So Queen Flip's mom, she walks towards me. You know what I'm saying? So I got to calm her down, because I'm thinking, yo, what the fuck? Y'all about to jump me or something? I don't know who she is. I thought that was her mother. I didn't know who she was. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, after I figured out, you know what I'm saying, she wasn't trying to be a foe, I said, you know what, let me calm this down. So I calmed it down. I said, listen, man, I ain't got nothing with you. I ain't got no problem with you. My problem's with that bitch you defended. And that's what they were doing. They were defending that chick. So you automatically know just out of that foul mouth chick. And I'm going to put a piece together because I want to show y'all how bad it is. This girl, she chased one of the girls from, I think it was either New York Fox or Pix 11, harassing her. This woman is down there harassing people, and the chicks are down there. Geek. See, what's happening in the atmosphere down there at that courtroom is a whole bunch of women have invaded. You understand what I'm saying? And these women that have invaded down there are some of the worst women. All of them are opportunists. Every last one of the women down there are opportunists. I don't care what nobody said. They haven't been down there before. They wasn't down there with, I've been down there at that courtroom when literally, y'all seen it on camera, where there was just 3 of us. It was just 3 of us down there. So that's why it beckons my heart when I see niggas, oh, you're too tough, you're too rough, you talk too. I'm like, really, nigga? You know? And I send a shout out to my bad boy family too. I'm gonna say it like this so niggas don't know what I'm talking about, but niggas know what I'm talking about. I had some of my BBE family hit me twice, and I said this to them on the phone. I'm gonna say it here on the podcast. If y'all niggas want me to continue, I'm one of the best things y'all got going on down at that courthouse. You understand me? Because I understand the perspective of this media game that y'all don't. I've been doing this shit for 5 years. I've told y'all many times before, listen to me when I tell you something. The best thing you can do, I can get the numbers. The numbers ain't nothing. I know how to get the numbers. I know how to reinstate the numbers and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm doing this live right now. But if y'all motherfuckers are from Bad Boy Entertainment, formerly from Bad Boy Entertainment, I want to say this as I'm looking at the camera. If you're not invested in me, I need to see somewhere in minimum $200 to $300 a week, because of pure simple fact, it allows me to travel to be at the courthouse. Y'all even thinking maybe some nights I might want to get a hotel room with one night, and then I can stay down, be back at the shit early or whatever, and then go back to the hotel, edit shit or whatever. You got one of your best motherfuckers right here, and you're not utilizing. And I think it's a shame from Bad Boy Entertainment staff that none of you motherfuckers, and I'm gonna call it just like I call it, not one of you motherfuckers have showed up at that courtroom. I've been at that courtroom for 8 fucking months. 8 months. And ain't nobody but 5 of our brothers showed up. 5. You understand? Which has got me asking questions of, what the fuck were we ever? What the fuck were we ever? Because I don't know, man. Listen, before I got with pumping on them niggas, I was in the street for real. Many of y'all know me, y'all look my shit up. I got a fucking rap sheet of 8 pages long. I used to get into all kinds of shit. That's when niggas be like, oh yeah, you won't do. No, nigga, I really will do that shit. I used to get awful doing shit like that. Like, you don't know. I come up with a nigga that was switchblade happy. You understand what I'm saying? And so, like, I just trust me on this one. I'm not trying to be a tough guy. And a lot of people get that across and think I'm trying to be mean to them, a tough guy. No, people come in my chat room, you see, and they say all kinds of things. People have come in here and threatened me. People have come in here and said they're going to get me, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. And I'm not saying they couldn't. But my point is, how do I respond to that? You get what I'm saying? So that's how I respond to it. I respond to it the New York way. Hey, fuck you and fuck everybody in your house. I don't give a shit. Guys, make sure y'all double tap that screen, hit the like button, and also make sure you hit that cash app, support this channel. So like I said, I wish the Bad Boy staff formerly or whoever the fuck, a lot of y'all niggas have got tens of thousands of dollars, you know what I'm saying, support your boy, because your boy been down there supporting. And I got people that's fans of my page that say, have come, numerous motherfuckers have come in here and said the same shit. Yo, Bad Boy ain't blessing you with nothing. I said, yo, it blow my mind too. My motherfucking cash app should be lit up. Yo, this nigga been at it since day one. Yo, let's paper him up real quick. So now now I'm looking at some of y'all niggas, because y'all niggas is quiet. See what I'm saying? That makes sense to y'all? Y'all know that one of your most loyal niggas is down there at the courthouse, and been down there at the courthouse for the past 8 months. My shit should be flooded, but a bitch can show up, and some other niggas can show up from California, get hookups with motherfucking all kinds of different podcasts, get hookups with donations and all kinds of shit. And they ain't even from the town. Meanwhile, y'all got me looking silly as a motherfucker while I'm sitting up here asking my supporters, yo, make sure y'all donate so I can be at Diddy's trial. Well, why the fuck have you to work with these niggas? How come none of these niggas in here gonna get, listen, create a fake profile and donate to me like that. I know a lot of y'all niggas don't want to trace back to you and shit like that. I can't do that. Create a fake profile on Cash App and donate to your boy. And if you don't donate to your mans, remember this. At the end of this, if I don't see some support from y'all niggas, I'm gonna make a nice little podcast. I'm gonna put it that way. I gotta say shit like that, and I'm not trying to be funny, but I'll be disrespecting my motherfucking mother. I'll be disrespecting my family. I'll be disrespecting my friends that care about me if I ain't say that shit. How dare you have me down there spending my own goddamn money, motherfucking covering this shit for 8 motherfucking months, and a nigga can't come in and say, yo, here go $100, dog. $100? Some of them niggas that was that Bad Boy, they ain't like us. They never been in the street. Shit blows my mind too. 10K going to 13 different motherfucking strippers, but I'm on here talking about, yo, make sure some Bad Boy staff hit my cash. Nah, nigga, we can't do that now. If I hit you with some money there, you know they're gonna trace it back to me. Nigga, create a fake profile. I asked a nigga for $2,000 and I know he got it. No, the nigga told me, yo, son, I would, but, you know, if I donate the money and send it cash up or PayPal, it's going to trace back to me. If that nigga get found guilty, you know, it's going to look like I support the nigga. I said, you scary ass motherfucker. I ain't never called that bitch ass nigga again. That's a well-known artist that y'all know. I will never call that motherfucker again. For what? For what? And if you watching this, fuck you for saying that coward ass shit. I don't know, man, but you know what? It's all good. It's all good. It's going to be one day, some nigga gonna come through here anonymously and be like, yo, son, here go $3 grand. Do what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? That's what a real nigga would do. That's why I'm kind of like, I'm not talking about my brethren that I used to work with, but I'm looking at some of the staff and shit like that up at Bad Boy. I'm looking at these niggas weird, because like, niggas, like, you don't understand. I've been down at that courtroom. Before Tisa tells all the motherfuckers showed up, I've been down at that courtroom. It's on my page. Just go look. And so I've been noticing every single court date, it's just the same few people. I can't tell y'all who it is, but I know who they are, and they know who I am. You know what I'm saying? We keep it in a way that y'all don't know who we are. But the problem I'm getting at is, if you know that, you know I'm out there. You know I've been out there. You know, I know some of y'all come and watch my podcast. So nigga, drop a couple dollars in there. Now, if you saying, nah, fuck that, then I'm gonna do the same thing with y'all. I'll be like, all right, well, fuck y'all. That's where it's at now. Ain't no motherfucking way you gonna sit up here and tell me in my motherfucking face, this nigga paying millions of dollars to a fucking lawyer, this nigga getting tens of thousands of dollars to fucking male hookers, not even female hookers, male hookers. You know what I'm saying? Paying for hotel rooms that cost $1,300, $1,400 a night. Party supplies that probably cost $2-3 grand, and motherfucker can't drop $2,000 or $5,000 in my motherfucking chat. Come on, son, something wrong with that shit. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I'm out here asking these supporters. These people are not gonna donate to me. They hate Puff. They hate him. Yeah, it is what it is, man. I ain't even worried about it, man. I ain't even worried about it. I done spent my, let me tell you something. I got some shit to tell y'all one day, maybe, that will blow y'all mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody don't get treated equal. You know what I'm saying? I put it that way. It's been a lot of times I've had some, let me tell you something. If some of them niggas would have listened to some of my ideas, these niggas would be richer than they are now. I told niggas the internet is coming strong. Niggas laughed at me. I told niggas, yo, everybody gonna start streaming. Niggas laughed at me. They laughed at me. I said, streaming gonna be the next big thing. Next thing you know, Virgin Megastore that was attached to us at 1540 Broadway is closer. See what I'm saying? Like, niggas, there's been a lot of times I've said shit and niggas don't believe me. My ex-boss, put it ass, you know what I'm talking about. I remember one time we were out at the airport. This was with Jennifer Lopez, right? Jennifer Lopez was coming in on her private plane or whatever. So this is a story only Puff gonna know, and maybe Gene Deal might know it too. So Gene, if you're listening, you remember this. We had to put up these posters that said Moolah loves Bella. I think Gene might have been around at the time, maybe not. I know Wolf was definitely, so Gene probably was still around. But we had to put up these posters called Moolah, says Moolah loves Bella. And of course you know who Bella is. And Moolah is like black king, you know, type shit like that, whatever. And so we had to put these shits up. This was in the very beginning. We had to put these shits up. And we wanted her to be seen, so when she came in town, and she went to MTV at that time. And we ended up at the Jersey airport, and we was on the tarmac in the van. I said, yo, son, the security gonna come for us, or whatever. And I knew this because my mother at one time dated a pilot. And so I knew they was gonna come on the tarmac or whatever. Within minutes, I'd be saying that, here come the fucking police. Oh, no, y'all niggas ain't putting up shit out this motherfucker. You put out something right here, you're gonna be in federal cuffs. You know what I mean? Yeah, Virgin Megastore, man, Tower Records, all that shit. FYE, they still got a couple of locations here and there. Yeah. Y'all tell me. I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Give me a second. I'm gonna share this real quick. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. People in my chat right now, right, honestly and truthfully believe that staff members, former staff members, or whatever, should be putting their coins together to support the only face that ain't scared to be out there. See, a lot of these niggas, they scared to be on that fucking camera. That's why you ain't showing up at the courthouse. You don't want to be implemented in nothing. Right? I get it. Even if you ain't did nothing, you don't want to be implemented in nothing. A lot of niggas that turned around and said, Bad Boy Entertainment, who is that? Nigga, you had a desk for fucking 10 years. Shut the fuck up. Niggas out here that had deaths for 10, 15 years at Bad Boy. Talking about, what you talking about? Bad Boy? Yeah, nigga, the one you used to be with. I'm telling you the truth. So that's why I'm looking at it the way I'm looking at it. And I'm just like, I might not necessarily say fuck Puff and turn around that, but I mean, my support might just diminish. And y'all don't understand. Some of the motherfuckers down there at that courtroom, I know who they are. I know what they do. You see what I'm saying? And they're not making Puff look good. There's only one motherfucker down there right now that I can say this, even Steven, about things. And that's that Amon Wiggins dude. And I don't even know him. I don't know his history. I know some of y'all feel the way y'all feel about him. But I watched a couple of his podcasts, and at least the nigga was fair. Out of all the motherfuckers sitting in that courtroom, at least he was fair. And he don't like Puff. He don't like him. I know he don't like him. You understand what I'm saying? But don't let me get on my Tupac shit. You know what I'm saying? For Bad Boy Entertainment, there's a record label and a staff. No, I was playing. I play. Y'all know I'm playing. But I'm just saying, don't make me say some shit like that. Nigga, the shit get honorary with me, and I will still walk through New York City. The fuck? Who gonna call me wrong? Yo, this nigga been down there for 8 months. You know what I'm saying? Let's paper him up real quick, cause the nigga been out here like I've done the work. I think one of my videos, and ain't nobody topped it yet, I got 342,000 views in one sitting. That's 250,000 motherfuckers. So if and the only reason it didn't reach 500,000 because I couldn't keep the momentum going. That's what it's all about. You got to keep the momentum going to build up. No, I know how it works. So my thing is this, man. I need Bad Boy Entertainment motherfuckers, formerly, presently, whenever the fuck. I need y'all motherfuckers to start kicking the fuck in. You understand what I'm saying? And throw $1 or $2 in your motherfucking boys, motherfucking string of bells shit. Now, I'm not going to be no snitch, motherfucker. You'll never hear me testifying or bad mouth and shit. I just wait till shit go out. But I'm trying to tell you, if any motherfucking voice you want down at that courtroom right now that's been down that motherfucker, it's me. And I can't afford to do it on my own fucking dime. Bad Boy Entertainment. So if some of y'all motherfuckers would nicely throw something in my Cash App every now and then, we can keep the motherfucking show going. Because I like to be down there every motherfucking day if I could. But it's got to make sense. Now, what the fuck we got going on, y'all? What the fuck we got going on? Now, that's the shit I'm on right now. I'm tired of motherfuckers. I've been a good nigga all my life. I've always been loyal to people. Always been loyal to people. That's why I even told y'all now. Y'all don't understand. I worked for this motherfucker for 17 years. And I never knew any of this shit. So when I was working for Bad Boy, I never knew any of this shit was going on with Cassie. When we saw Cassie, Cassie was smiling and shit. I never knew any of this shit. And most of the motherfuckers that worked with Bad Boy didn't know this shit either. But for y'all motherfuckers, y'all hear what the stories are. This nigga was going to the fucking hotels privately. Now, Gene Dale brought his motherfucking ass up there, and Gene has said all kinds of shit. And he walked into the courtroom, and he was under the privy. They might call him in to subpoena him or whatever, which he could clearly say no to. But if Gene can go up in that motherfucker, what the fuck wrong with y'all niggas? What the fuck wrong with y'all niggas? I don't see a lot of motherfucking faces at that courtroom. And y'all run back and tell the niggas I said it. Because I know you are. Where y'all at? And that's a real question. Where the fuck y'all at? Y'all ain't been to none of Puff's hearings. Only thing I see down there is the baby's mom. You know what I'm saying? Key been there every day. Shout out to Key. Key, what up? I ain't seen you since back in the day when we had the motherfucking the office across the street from Ed Sullivan. You know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna say it like that. Yeah, I gotta respect Gene for showing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't never get into Gene's conversation when it come to that shit, because I wasn't around, and my brethren, we wasn't around. We were like the 3rd, 4th batch of Bad Boy niggas, if you really want to say so. So in that capacity. So we didn't know none of that shit. We didn't know Gene. You know what I'm saying? Gene was before our time. You really know Gene was before our time because Gene was there at the antithesis of the building of Bad Boy Entertainment. Ain't that right, Gene? Big Midwest, that's what I call him. Big Midwest, that's what they used to call him. Saying gang, you heard? So, like I said, you know what I'm saying? Everybody on East Side know what I'm talking about, you know what I mean? So I ain't got to say too much. Everybody on East Side know what I'm talking about, from Lennox to motherfucking Herb, you know what I'm talking about, you know what I mean? So, like I said, man, you know what I mean? If Gene could show up and all that shit or whatever, that's when I started looking at it funny. I said, well, this nigga been on everything talking. So this nigga can show up and he ain't got no scare in the world But y'all niggas ain't showing up at the court. That shit funny to me, my nigga. That shit funny to me. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. That shit. I talk about it for 8 months. I'm like, it can't. All the motherfuckers that work with us, like there's some people that ain't showing up, and I understand because we already had the conversation. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I can't say the person's name, but I'll say it like this. You know what I'm saying? He know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? We had the conversation. And said, yo, be careful. Don't be talking to these niggas. And I kept my word. I ain't been talking to no motherfucker. Listen, I'm in positions right now where I could easily start talking shit about Puff, go over to this fucking podcasters or whatever, this podcaster, that podcaster. And even if the shit I'm saying is motherfucking Chuck, these niggas will give me $2,000, $3,000. Easily. Just because of my association with the shit. They don't give a fuck what you got to say. You understand what I'm saying? So I know a lot of people are taking that route, getting their bag or whatever. I don't want to make my money like that. You understand what I'm saying? And like, I'm not knocking nobody that do, but I don't want to be no professional motherfucking tattletale. You know what I'm saying? That's why I have a problem with that Tisa Tales tattletale bullshit. You know, and the tattletale, I said, bitch, you sound like a cop. That's why I think that bitch was planted in there by Lil. I still think that bitch was planted in there by Lil Rod and his lawyer. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. It's funny as fuck. First day that I see you walking with Lil Rod and his lawyer, and there's another camera on you with Lil Rod and his lawyer. Yeah, I really think that bitch is a plant. You know what I'm saying? But nigga, like, all the shit she getting right now should be mine. But it's a whole bunch of provisions on it. Number one, the niggas from Bad Boy evidently are like, basically, you know what I'm saying? Yo, you on your own with this one. We can't even financially help you because we got to protect our own asses. All right, I get it. Cool. You know what I'm saying? Jag was saying what? She a plant? I really think that bitch is, because there ain't no way that bitch is slid in there like that. Like, there's other shit I know about the bitches talking to people that I know. Like, she don't think bitch, you really think I don't know nobody around there and I've been there for 2 years? I got motherfuckers watching you like a hawk, bitch. She just don't know. You know what I'm saying? They just ain't found nothing to boot her ass for yet. That's all. And like I said, she don't realize every time she go downstairs and do one of them little lives or whatever, everybody listening to her. They listen to the salacious shit you saying, and they start to get a motherfucking privy about what you're there for, what's your purpose. You understand? It seems like her only purpose is to get fucking views, and that shit is weird to me, man. Niggas is over there, oh, we love you, Tisa. They not even analyzing what the bitch said. I took some notes. Yeah, I forgot, Justine or some shit that start with a J. Jackie, Justine, some shit is a real name. I heard that shit. I don't know what the fuck her name. I don't give a fuck what her name is, really. I mean, the only thing I gotta do is just look at the book. The bitch gotta write the real name in the book. You know what I'm saying? Be frank with you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always go by my real name, Davin Lewis. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta guess, nigga, I told you. You know what I mean? Niggas that make up little acronyms or whatever. I mean, not the acronyms, but little pseudonyms for their names and shit like that. You gotta watch niggas like that. That nigga hiding something. Niggas that jump online and they ain't got no picture with them. They ain't no face to the shit. You gotta watch niggas like that. First time I heard her, I'm gonna say like this. The first time I heard the bitch, she was talking about, I think she was talking about Kanye West at the time. And I said, Kanye ain't do no shit like that. Now, they had to listen to it a second time, so let me rewind this back, whatever, see what the chick talked about. So I rewinded it back, listened to Kanye. I said, Kanye ain't say that shit. But she gave an analyzation that was incorrect. And that's why I said, okay, I got to raise an eyebrow about this chick. So I don't take people's word for shit. I kept listening to shit. That's why I've never been a yes man like that. Like, I'm not listening to your fucking words just because you said so. You know what I'm saying? That's like a nigga, yo, go ahead cross the street. It's okay. Nigga, fuck you. So I don't listen to people like that easy. I'm not good at that. Anybody at Bad Boy that worked with me, they know I'm not good at taking orders. I'm good at leading my own self and doing my own shit and getting shit accomplished, but I'm not good at taking fucking orders. I was a nigga in the street that was giving orders, so why the fuck would I be taking orders? Like, you know what I'm saying? I never figured that concept out, but it is what it is. I love those guys up there. I really did. They're part of my memories and everything else. Sometimes you find out that people ain't love you just as much. And that's a problem I'm looking at right now. I don't want compensation. What I'm telling you is, nigga, help me out. So, like, if this nigga is, motherfucker, what's the name? Hold on one second. If this nigga is motherfucking innocent, I can at least have the insight. There should be niggas that literally have me sitting in certain situations, if you know what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. Maybe this being like, maybe like that whole loyalty thing, maybe that, I'm just talking to be talking right now, but maybe that loyalty thing is out the window. Maybe it was never there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking on some things. I ain't trying to be funny, but I'm just second guessing some of the niggas at the bad boy. I'm just like, yo, my nigga, you ain't showed up at court. I've been at every court date spending my own money. Y'all know this on my channel. Got buku motherfucking views. You know, some got less than others or whatever. That was based on my prior performance. But the point is, I got one of them. The second one that did 342,000. The first one did 100 and something thousand. See what I'm saying? And I don't talk fake, but yeah, when the first time I heard Tisa Tells, first thing I heard out of voice, it just sounded like that Valley Girl, California wannabe type of, you know what I'm saying? And I was just like, yo, I've heard that voice before. Every time I've heard a bitch with a voice like that, and she's a minority, I always throw a motherfucking eyebrow up. Let me give you an example. I live in Connecticut, and in the area of Connecticut that I live in, I've been to a house probably like 4 or 5 times. But many of y'all are familiar with Candace Owens, right? Well, I'm not preaching for Candace Owens. I'm just giving you an example. Most of the black girls that grew up well in Connecticut, they talk like Candace Owens. I know many of them. They have the same articulation. They have the same pronunciation or whatever. And in factly, inside themselves, they don't just project that they're a white woman. They actually like being and emulating to you a white woman in personality and stature and everything, not just in voice. Why are we bashing Tisha? I like her, and you can like Tisha too. I told the bitch to her face, if anybody remembers, she was a fucking liar. Did y'all remember that? Y'all thought I was joking. I said, as soon as I see this bitch, I'm gonna tell her straight to her face she a fucking liar. And I did just that. She's a fucking liar. A lot of the shit that she's got on her page is lies. There's other vloggers that have made whole fucking podcasts that I found out that said she was lying. You understand what I'm saying? And this whole production that bitches don't lie, I just can't figure it out, because Cassie's on stage, on the testifying, and she sat up here and explained how she was cheating with several different other men and she was lying to all of them. Huh? What do you mean chicks don't lie? Chicks are some of the best liars there ever is. Huh? Chicks been lying since the days of Eve and Lilith. So when a motherfucker come in and tell me, I'm not calling you a motherfucker, but when a motherfucker come in and tell me, oh my God, Tisha doesn't lie. Yes, that bitch do. Yes, that bitch do. The bitch lies. She lies a lot. And if she's not lying, she's exaggerating. One of the two. You can only get one of the two with her. Lying or exaggerating. Ain't no motherfucking way, bitch, you gonna come down out of the courtroom and motherfucking ex-prosecutors that have tried cases in that federal courtroom, you understand what I'm saying, are coming down saying something totally different than what you're saying. And you're saying, oh, I took some notes. I don't know what fucking notes you writing, bitch. I don't know why you sitting up here acting like you motherfucking got some law degree and you an insider in the Diddy. Bitch, don't nobody at Bad Boy Entertainment, from the bottom of my heart, bitch, don't nobody from Bad Boy know you. She told another lie talking about, yeah, Puff saw me, and did y'all catch this one? Yeah, Puff saw me, and he grilled me real, real hard. Bitch, Puff don't know who the fuck you are. That's why I called the bitch a liar to her face, talking about Puff stared her down. I said, bitch, what? I asked one person. You understand what I'm saying? Like I said, the bitch thinks she watching people and she being watched, but it ain't being watched by Puff. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, Puff don't even know who the fuck you are, bitch. But she told her audience this because she had a whole bunch of numbers in the chat room. See what I'm saying? That's why I keep trying to tell y'all, some of these vloggers ain't no good at telling porcupines and lies, man. I ain't with it. I ain't living with it. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna see if anybody hit the motherfucking cash app. If they didn't, I'm gonna be out. Guys, if you would, double tap that screen, hit the like button. Also, make sure you hit the cash app, $STRINGERBELL80. I talk about subjects, including the coverage of the pub trial, which I've been doing. So I just brought up some couple of things. I was talking about John Rashad earlier, and how Don Rashad is now being accused by Q of day 26, which many of y'all have seen Q online and whatever. Thank you very much. Many of y'all seen Q online or whatever, talking about a litany of different things, and we alluded to something was wrong with it, something that happened to him. I know what y'all saying, but that doesn't necessarily mean it had to be with Puff. He just came and brought to us just a few minutes ago, I think it was the day before yesterday, via an interview that he did, and he talked about how Don Rashad and him were invited to Puff's house for a weekend or something like that, or a getaway, whatever the case may be. It wasn't in the capacity of having a freak on, as far as he knew, all right? Once he gets there, Don Rashad says, oh, Puff told me to give you this pill, meaning to pop drugs, all right? So he pops the drug. He says in response, oh, I thought it was nothing, because me and my girl, we like to pop pills. He was dating Don Rashad at the time. He said, me and my girl like to pop pills and get freaky. That's what he said. I said, well, if you and your girl like to pop pills and get freaky, ain't that the same shit they say Puff was doing? He was popping pills and getting freaky and shit and rubbing cum on his nipples and kissing Cassie in the mouth after she had a litany of different D's in her mouth. I'm confused, nigga. The fuck? I'm confused. And so he leads off and he says, after he took the pill, he became incapacitated, passed out. You understand what I'm saying? And when he woke up, he didn't say he was naked. When he woke up, he didn't say any of his clothes were taken off him. He said, I woke up and someone was filming me, and I thought they were trying to do some ritual on me. Man, you know how many times people done fucked with me when I was asleep? I didn't pour water on a motherfucker when they was asleep. We didn't burnt motherfuckers' foots with cigarettes. I done set a nigga socks on fire while they was asleep. We done all did that shit. Just because a motherfucker was filming you, they was probably filming your silly ass. First of all, you're in his daughter's bed. You're in his daughter's bed. So for him to just like bring up and make up a story like that, I'm like, what the fuck is Q really looking for? Like, why did you time this now? How come you ain't never tell us about Don Rashad until the day before yesterday? Oh, I get it. To keep the attention on it. Day 26. Listen to me. I done promoted both of y'all projects before, two of them, all the way back to making the band when y'all was on there, all right? I done met two of y'all before. I don't know the rest of y'all boys. Q is one of the ones that I met one time. You understand what I'm saying? Q, you are a different person, and I don't know what the fuck done happened to you. Whatever happened to you, you need to get some help for that shit. I think them drugs that you was taking with Dawn fucked you up, and I think they might have affected her ass too. Because if you were popping pills, listen, popping pills is different than smoking a joint or some shit if y'all don't know, all right? Same thing, the Puff was evidently addicted to these pink pills, and he was taking, what else they say? He was taking Molly. They said he was taking MDHD. This nigga was taking the whole goddamn pharmacy. I said, no wonder this motherfucker had an overdose. They gave this nigga was taking enough drugs to kill a fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex. I'm like, what the fuck? And the whole time, this nigga coming around us yelling and screaming and shit, we wonder, what the fuck this nigga on? Oh, I get it. This nigga high in giraffe pussy. This nigga high in giraffe pussy right now. But goddamn, we gonna play for Puff, though. We gonna play for him. Let me make sure anybody send me a Cash App, guys. I'm gonna check that if you haven't. $sign STRINGERBELL80. Make sure y'all support that. We trying to get our money up so we can be back around, you know what I'm saying, back with the ground warm where we supposed to be at or whatever. And I need my supporters to help out with that. I'm not with the whole thing. You gonna summarize. See, let me tell y'all something. I would never, and y'all noticed this before what I told you. I'm gonna get back to Don and Q in a second. But y'all notice I never, ever come down and just give you my opinion. I just voice what's going on and what's been said. That's it. I don't make up shit. So let me put y'all on to something. So after he said he woke up in the bed, they was trying to do some ritual on him. Now all of a sudden he want to tell the story. And he's choosing places to tell the story, like a lot of these niggas, not all of them. But a lot of these niggas pick and play where they want to tell their stories because it's $2,000 involved, $3,000 involved, whatever the case may be, right? And you know, that's what you do, that's what you do. Fair. But it's gotta be some kind of motherfucking equilibrium out here. You understand what I'm saying? Too many motherfuckers talking the same shit and ain't nobody talking abstractly or different. And that means you lack motherfucking ingenuity. Is that fair? Means most of y'all lack a personality. Most of y'all niggas sound the same anyway. And this is what they read in court for the transcripts. And I think this right, who gives a fuck what you think? You're not a fucking lawyer. y'all. I'm gonna hop off here. Thank you for that $5 cash app, man. I'm gonna hop off, y'all. I'm gonna hop off here. Thank you for that $5 cash app, man. I'm gonna hop off here, whatever. Like I said, there's definitely, I gotta remove some more people. I removed about 90 yesterday. I'm not gonna spaz out. I'm just gonna get the fuck up off here. There has been a litany of motherfuckers that have skewered my name in the benefit of themselves here on YouTube. I got people that never met me before in their whole entire life out here talking about, yeah, he's this, he's that, he's a Diddy supporter, he's that. I'm like, motherfucker, you don't even know me to make that suggestion. And that's why you see so many people coming through my chat and they're not hitting the like button. That's why you see trolls coming through my chat because certain people send them over here. That's why you hear people get mad at me because I'm talking about Tisa Tells. Fuck Tisa Tells. That bitch wasn't here but nothing but a week ago. I've been involved in this shit for 8 months. I come from this bad boy entertainment. You understand what I'm saying? So when I hear people say, yo, da-da-da-da-da, I'm like, I'm the best information you can get. I know people she don't know. I talk to people she don't talk to, but y'all let that be your person, all right? I'm not gonna get in the way of that. But bitch, don't get in my way when I come back through this week. Stay the fuck out of my way. You understand me? Go the other way. I don't trust you. I don't like you like that. You know what I'm saying? I think you're a liar. I think you're a plant that's either been put in there by the federal government, or two, you've been put in there by Lil Rod and this lawyer, which it more seems to be being. You understand what I'm saying? Because I saw you conveying with them outside the courthouse several times. That's okay. They're your friends, right? All right, you interviewed the nigga and everything. You say you believe him. All right, cool. Who am I to say something about that, right? Cool. I just don't like the fake. Like I said, man, it's times like this you start figuring out, dog. And I told you, listen, and I just ended at this, right? I don't even want to talk to niggas no more. I'm gonna say like this: between the people online, which are mostly black and Latino, some people, oh, don't subscribe to, don't like him, you don't like black people, this, that. No, I don't like niggas. I love black people. I just don't like niggas. I don't think a lot of people like niggas. But, you know, that's another topic. Anyway, I don't like niggas. You know what I'm saying? Never have, never will. A nigga is stupid. A nigga is worthless. A nigga will have everybody in shrews and shambles. You understand? It's never good to have a lot of niggas around you. Now, black men, black women, always good to have them around you. Always good to have them around you if they have good intentions. But niggas, I have no tolerance for niggas. None. Niggas always want to see destruction. Always. You understand me? So it is what it is. What's going on, y'all? Yeah, so let me just continue a little bit, then I'm gonna get the fuck up on off here, because like I said, I've been here for a couple of hours. Yeah, I've been here for like 2.5 hours and only got a $5 cash app for the shit I'm talking about. I got the tea. That's all they want to hear. I ain't doing that shit. If I turn, you know, y'all ain't even listening to me. Y'all see how real I be keeping it, right? Been keeping it real like that. These niggas, they can't take that. You understand? They got to hear a fake story. They got to hear something exaggerated. They got to hear something that's bigger than real. I mean, this is how these niggas are on Instagram and all this shit, and Facebook and all these different apps. That's why I'm kind of getting tired of them, because it seems to be the same seasoned cooked motherfucking trolls every time, and they only give money to women. So if y'all didn't know, unless you're a black American woman, a black American woman right now, or LGBTQ man that supports toxic feminism, and you're toxic within the group that you're in the LGBTQ community over there, unless you one of them type of people, those are the only people really getting cash apps right now. You understand what I'm saying? As far as this Diddy shit, regardless if I've been down there 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, they don't care. It seems like to me, and I want to conclude with this. It seems like to me, because just based off the support systems and everything like that, that there's three things going on. One, black American women have opted together and said, yo, we're never, ever donating to black men again. We'll take them down and destroy them. I think there is a plot by a certain fraction of black women to destroy the black men that do have money in preponderance, one by a time. That's why a lot of these women are down there celebrating Puff going to jail. It's not that they care about Cassie. They just want to see a nigga get locked up. You understand? It makes them feel good, I guess. I don't know. But you have a second set that financially is going to flush every man that doesn't agree with their qualms and shit off the internet. That's just what it is. And it's a shame that, you know, you got black men out here that are so prideful that they won't even help one of their brothers and donate something. I got my former bad boy family, and I'm not talking about my intermediate brothers. I'm gonna say that 3 more times. Chrome and all y'all, this don't mean y'all. All right, so me call my phones. I'm like, well, yo, son, why you that? Nah, I'm not talking about y'all. And I'm not talking for y'all either. I'm talking for myself. And I just think it's fucking funny that I'm down there backing this nigga. One of the few people that's down there, not even backing him, but giving fair coverage of him. I usually do way more views than this. And it's just crazy to me that nobody from Bad Boy Entertainment said, yo, let's drop P about 2-3 grand so he can make sure he stay down there for the full 6 weeks. After P been spending all his money, Pro been spending his own money. I spent $400 motherfucking dollars within a week going down to that bitch. And I can barely get these motherfuckers in the chat room to donate anything to me because the majority of them, like I said, they're female supporters. The majority of the women that are in here, they don't like men of color. Not unless you're some brown-nosed simp, you know? That's just what it is. The simps are the way. So, it is what it is, man. You keep continuing on. Like I said, I would hope to be back down there this week. I'll be live with you guys again later on. I'm not going to do the same thing that everybody else has been doing because I've been doing that. I just give analysis from the area of a nigga that used to work with that company. I'm giving analysis from an area of being around Cassie before, whatever, not in the courtroom, but prior to the courtroom. You understand what I'm saying? And being around just the family of Bad Boy Entertainment, such, etc., which is starting to look like it ain't a family no more. Now, if that ain't the case no more, let me fuck know, and I'll leave this whole shit alone. You understand what I'm saying? You could just say it without saying it by motherfucking not supporting me, not donating, not nothing. You know what I'm saying? Your silence will be my answer. You know what I'm saying? And I guarantee you that Bad Boy jacket y'all see me on, wearing all the time, I'll burn that motherfucker. I'll burn that motherfucker. Think I'm playing? I'll burn that motherfucker on camera. Facts. I will burn that I will douse that bitch in gasoline and burn it on camera. Because one thing I don't like is my efforts are being unrecognized. My efforts are not being respected. But a nigga do less than me and y'all hold them up and hold them up in prestige. I don't like that shit. And this shit looking funny with this Bad Boy shit, and a lot of y'all niggas that see me on here, know my face, know my name, and ain't donating a motherfucking dime. So only thing I'm saying, former Bad Boy, all current Bad Boy staff, this is professional. Been around since 2000, going into 2001. The reason that a lot of you motherfuckers, if you currently working there, or was currently working there, the reason you was working there was because of the efforts of me and my brothers and the work we put in. And that's why I said, Puff, that was your main motherfucking problem right there, nigga. You didn't know how to take care of people. You was taking care of motherfucking hookers and shit, giving them 10 grand and shit to get your rocks off, but wasn't taking care of niggas around you. Here's your opportunity. You understand what I'm saying? And it'll make a big difference. You know how real it would be? It would be like, yo, you know what? Listen, man, I don't know if it was him and I can't point it was him, but all of a sudden, I got like 4 or 5 grand to say, yo, go ahead and do what you need to do, Playboy, for the next couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? Keep my name in the crisp. While them other niggas talking foul. That's the nigga I would want out there if I was sitting in the prison. Nigga ain't trying to come up. The nigga trying to take care of what he need to take care of while he in New York. I don't live in New York. I live in Connecticut. I don't live in New York. I live in Connecticut. I got to travel here. I got friends I can stay at the crib, but some of my friends got kids and shit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I might need a room like the other vloggers are doing that came from California. Y'all even making the city look bad right now. I got to call my regular niggas and be like, yo, entonces adelante. I might need you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about my niggas on the west side either. I want niggas to know that. I ain't talking about my niggas. I ain't gonna say where, but I ain't talking about my niggas on the west side. But I love y'all niggas too, man. We done had a real thing going on for like a couple years now. You know what I'm talking about without me saying it. Shout out to my niggas on the west side. If, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? Si if, you know what I'm saying? Siete cinco, you know what I mean? Them niggas. My siete cinco niggas, you know what I mean? But I gotta tap to my niggas over here in the X. I gotta tap to niggas in other places, Brooklyn and shit, and be like, yo, And niggas just asking me the same question. Yo, son, how come them Bad Boy niggas ain't blessing you, nigga? You been on everything with that shit. I said, I know. I know. And that's a question I got to ask too. And this out of respect for my family, you know what I'm saying? Because my family, some of them see what I'm doing. Some of my family is on my fucking YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And so, I don't know, man. I ain't feeling stupid or nothing. I'm just saying, yo, with somebody from Bad Boy, make sure y'all tap in with Professional and let him know he loved and he respected. You know what I'm saying? They will feel good if you did. You know what I'm saying? And it'll be your one opportunity, maybe, to change the perception of some people. Because I gotta look at it like this. If a nigga is motherfucking supporting you, you still acting like an asshole, then nigga, whatever fuck happened to you, fuck happened to you. That's how I look at it. The reason these niggas don't like you, homie, is because you spent a long time being a motherfucking asshole. You see what I'm saying? And I'm being honest about it, Puff. You spent a lot of time in your life being an asshole. This is why a lot of things are happening to you right now. You should have gave the bitch $20 million and just walked the fuck off. When she asked you for it. You wouldn't even be in this motherfucking predicament. We be dropping the Love album too, man. Make sure y'all go grab that shit too. That shit is tight. Whole bunch of artists on there, not just Puff. There's a whole bunch of artists on there. And they mainly take over the songs. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all go check out the Love album. If y'all ain't picked that up, get that, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go back. Y'all still listen to R. Kelly. So shut the fuck up. He did far worse. So make sure y'all support that. Support the Cash App. Buy some products. Do something. Hit the like button. Even if y'all don't fuck with me, put me in position when niggas with bread fuck with me. That's all I'm talking about. You feel me? We trying to be back down at the courtroom this week or whatever. Maybe perhaps some of my Bad Boy brethren will tap in here with me or whatever. But like I said, if I don't hear nothing from my Bad Boy fam, the way I think I should or whatever, by the end of the week, shit gonna change here on this channel. All right, so I made that announcement. I want to say it one more time. If shit don't change this week, well, motherfucker hit up my Cash App or something like that and say, yo, the nigga that been on this story for 8 months in person or whatever and spend his own money, let's show that nigga we appreciate him. If that ain't the case, then y'all some suck-ass niggas outside the niggas I used to work with. Y'all some suck-ass niggas. Right now, while this nigga locked up, that's the last thing you want to do is show even the slightest people that you fucking suckers. Do you underdig what I'm saying? Don't show niggas you a sucker now while the nigga locked up. Keep that shit real. Right now is not the time for suckerisms. All right? We in the first quarter right now. We about to enter the second quarter. All right? And I'm out here on the motherfucking court. I got the ball, nigga. Now, y'all know after I do a few of these, this motherfucking number's gonna go up. I ain't even worried about the numbers. The number's always gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? We already did, what, 700,000. I ain't even, the month ain't even over yet. So, you know what I'm saying? We get our numbers. We get our numbers. Anybody got any questions for me? Feel free to ask me any question you want to right now, and I'm not gonna block you. As long as it ain't nothing obnoxious or insulting me, I'm not gonna block you. There was another dude that was in here just a little while ago. I allowed him to say whatever he said. I ain't block him. So if you got a question for me in any regard of anything, ask me right now. Go ahead, I'll give you a chance. Where we at? 2 minutes, 2 hours and 37 minutes. Anybody? No questions? See? Y'all get the chance to ask me questions and then you don't want to ask me questions but still want to come into my chat room and call me all kinds of names and shit. Y'all niggas don't be making no sense, bro. Make sure y'all double tap the screen, hit the like button. I think I'm gonna move around, try to find me some chicks. I know some chicks out here today. What y'all talking about, man? I appreciate that $5 cash. You know that was the only Cash App I got. So shout out to Panano HB. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, India Coy, that was the one. I ain't block him. He said, I like Tisa and I like you. If you like me, nigga, then donate. That's what we need. We need money right now, nigga. Just like y'all giving money to Tisa and all that shit or whatever. Why is it, if that nigga's still here, why is it okay to give Tisa money and Tisa just jumped on this shit 4 days ago, 5 days ago, a week ago, something like that, right? But the nigga that live here in New York that used to work with the company, fuck that nigga. That shit crazy to me, son. Based on what a bitch from California told you. That shit funny as hell to me. Y'all let New York niggas ain't even supporting New York niggas. They support West Coast bloggers. Did you know that? I'm ashamed of y'all niggas too. A lot of y'all niggas in New York is weak nowadays, man. And you see that I'm saying that shit in the borough, nigga. I'm saying that shit in the borough. You know what I mean? A lot of y'all niggas is weak. Niggas is in the, I'm looking at their what's the names and shit, right? There's niggas in there sending super chats from New York left and right. I'm like, God damn, word. So New York niggas support niggas from out of state, from the West Coast, but don't support their own people. That shit is funny to me. That's why I don't be fucking with niggas. Because I know when it come down to certain shit, I'll be like, nah, I'm all right. God damn, you got a fat ass. I'm sorry, this lady had a fat ass. For real. About to take me a little walk around here in a minute, man. Grab me something to eat. You know what I'm saying? I had to add something to that little $5, but I'm gonna give me something to eat. Whatever. These niggas don't care. I've been on here live for 3 hours. Niggas is like, nah, fuck that nigga. He ain't talking the way we want him to talk. I need that tea. I need him to read out some court transcripts. I've been reading out court transcripts. Y'all wasn't celebrating me then. My birthday passed. Nigga wouldn't even donate for my birthday. That's when you know it's hate. That's why I'm like, all these niggas, 30,000, almost 30,000 motherfuckers subscribe to me. And I can count on my hand how many motherfuckers donate. You know what I'm saying? So niggas are not gonna donate to me right now because they just want their favorite personalities back down there. They don't want a nigga like me down there. And that's quite fun. That's quite fun. You'll be removed too. I just gotta remove some more people. But it's all good though, man. I appreciate y'all, man. My people, right? La gente la negra. I want to touch on that real quick before I leave up out of here. The Diddy trial, known as the EBT Awards now. And it turned the Diddy trial into the EBT Awards. You know what I mean? Niggas is down there. He's like my outfit. Taking pictures and snapshots with each other, throw up on shit. Look who I'm with. I'm with the Shade Room and all that shit or whatever. I wish some sucker bitch ass niggas wouldn't have shown up. I seen that bitch ass nigga that's with him too. Nigga, you get in my way, I'm gonna punch you in your niggas from Shade Room. Ever. Now I'm just playing. I ain't gonna punch you in your mouth or something. I'll probably cuss you the fuck out. That's why I say I don't want none of them niggas down there talking to me either. When you see me down there, I'm gonna be down there this week, trust me. Don't speak to me. I ain't trying to get friendly with niggas. Like the Shade Room to me is some fuck nigga shit. So I'm not trying to get cool with niggas that run with some fuck nigga shit. Cause usually if niggas do fuck nigga shit and they present you fuck nigga shit, usually the niggas that facilitating the shit, they some fuck niggas. So I don't fuck with the Shade. I ain't never fucked with the Shade Room. I ain't never fucked with, what's the other one? There's another one I'm tuning, little gossip sites. I don't fuck with them shits cause I feel like it's too much of that in the black and Latin community with these niggas. Like they basically get online and they just gossip like women. Men ain't supposed to gossip, bro. That's why when I see men gossiping online, I'm like, you fruity motherfucker. Because I'm a little bit older, so that's how, you know, the dudes I knew when we grew up, and you was gossiping and you a man, a motherfucker come and punch you in your mouth. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I don't know, man. I don't trust niggas like that. So that's why I don't do the gossip and shit. I don't know how to do that. Because then that means, like, I believe if you do that gossip and shit, that's in your personality. Does that make sense? That's not in my personality. I don't gossip with niggas. I know how to, I'm also the total opposite. I know how to keep things quiet when I need to. Thank you very much for that, cat. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. That's crazy right there. So for y'all niggas in the chat room, right, that everybody's being quiet, acting like cowards right now, don't want to say nothing. Y'all say something in the chat, or I'll just go ahead and end this shit, man, for real. I gotta go remove this shit. I got a bunch of weirdos following me, bro. I got a bunch of weirdos following me. Niggas don't want to say nothing in the chat room. Niggas want to hit the like button. So evidently I got a whole cast full of haters following me. What's that shit about, right? Imagine you had a whole cast full of haters following you, and you don't, like, I removed, I think it was like at least 70 something people the other day off YouTube Studio. It still wasn't enough. I still need to remove probably like 200 more motherfuckers. You see all these new people that are signing up on my page, people are sending them over from different pages or whatever. Y'all don't know how Black Americans work on YouTube. A lot of them are real shiesty, bro, and they present to you like they're real stand-up people. Really be doing all kinds of fuck nigga shit behind the scenes. All kinds of fuck nigga shit. Talking about Don Richard anymore. I'm just finished. That's it, man. I'm glad y'all tuned in or whatever. Shout out to people that need me to donate, didn't hit the like button. Shout out to all y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can hate me more. Evidently, there's some hate campaign on me, period. You know what I mean? So we gonna get through it. We gonna strive through it. And even if I gotta do these goddamn lives from my bedroom, I'll be with y'all this week on this puff thing. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? I'll be giving my analysis or whatever. Like I said, even if it's from my bedroom, I'm gonna make sure I do that just to make sure you guys get a hint and echo of what I'm talking about. You get a hint and an echo of what actually I think they might be saying in the courtroom or whatever you'll see. You know what I'm saying? So we'll do this without niggas. Once again, I'll put my own money. I know a few of y'all just tuning in and y'all seeing me for the first time, some of y'all. But let me tell you what happened to why I say the things I say. I've had upwards of I've had no other race of bloggers do this, and I can pinpoint them. I've had upwards of 5 to maybe 6 Black female vloggers, and there's some subscribers too, go around and tell all kinds of porcupines and lies about you, whatever. Some of them will sit here and try to act like they're subscribers and shit like that. Really, that's a nigga that hate you. That's why when I'm saying what I'm saying, you're noticing nobody's hitting the like button and nobody's writing in the comment, because I've got probably 36 motherfuckers in here right here that don't like me. They're looking for me to say something they can use. We good. We good.